I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I want a way I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything. If I can see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always destined for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once, I just so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
We have new lights in the background, guys. These came in from that throne that I was telling y'all about on Friday. W to anybody that crowdfunded that. We now have new LEDs in the backdrop. They change colors and do all kinds of fun shit. I have fantastic news. They found the pilot, and they have rescued the pilot. They found him, and they got him out of that shithole. W, United States government. We're going to look at that a little later. But, W, United States government. There's not really much game stuff. I kind of like look through it a little bit. There's not really much of anything. If you guys have ever seen this Where Winds Meet, this game is free to play. That'd be about the only thing. I got something pulled up on another tab. That's Immortal Shell. So. I have not played this game, but from what I've heard, it's really good for a free-to-play game. I think it has like one gacha mechanic, and it's not even like a gacha, it's like a $35,000 boat or something crazy. Actually, I think this does have gacha mechanics in it, but I don't think you need to touch it. It's mostly cosmetics. Now that I think about it. But the entire game is free to play. I don't know if we got any Division fans out there, but I think they're coming out with a DLC or a new game. Bro, why does this look like COD multiplayer maps? See if you got the damn dog. What the fuck? What is that? That music, man, I can sense the copyright in the air. My copyright senses are tingling. Oh yeah. Happy Easter, everyone. W to everyone that stuck around. I want to say W to all y'all. I want to thank y'all because of y'all. I'm going to be able to afford to get me some Red Lobster today with my fiance. So, thank y'all so much for all the love that I've been getting over the past couple months. Y'all have been blowing this shit like great, blowing this shit up. It's been crazy. It has been absolutely crazy. Thank all of you so much for everything y'all are doing. Y'all are absolutely destroying it. we don't typically eat out or anything like that, but since it's Easter, we were like, you know what? Everything's been going great with the channel and everything like that, so why the hell not, right? Okay. We're done with this. This is pretty much all the game stuff, but I found that video of Mortal Shell that I was trying to find. This game looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that armor.
Even now, it spreads.
Oh, what the fuck?
Devouring futures to prolong its own existence. Devoid of meaning. It is endless.
That's why she made you. To tread the unfound path.
Oh, that's sick.
Foul passenger, he's the poison in your mother's heart. You must become the cure.
God, look at the graphics. Is that a gun? Wait a minute. It just registered to me that this was a big ass gun. Holy shit, talk about a hand cannon. Bro's got fucking that shit's encased in concrete. Holy crap. Jesus, man. Bro, you run out of bullets and you can use that as a weapon. Fuck. The size of the barrel on that motherfucker, dude. is that is that what the souls are called in this? Is gloom? You like crack that open and it's got, this is definitely gonna be a Souls-like. 100% this is gonna be a Souls-like. Serpent Stone. Oh. Oh, dude. That's like the best part about Souls-like games is the items in the inventory. They're kind of like magic cards a little bit. Like the artistic view on all the items looks, it's always so fun to see. Is that the hammer that shoots the bullets? Why the hell does it have spikes on it? Oh. Oh! Oh, that enemy's gonna be annoying. Take my money. I want this game. Take my money. Take it. You can have it all. Take all my money. What? Oh man, come on, why didn't you kill that thing? I like the parry system.
Who goes there? Oh, you look familiar. Can you aid me? I've been waylaid. Leave me. It's my companion, a feline. He's gone. Nothing. Will you look for him? It's an endless pursuit.
What the hell is this thing?
I don't think I can go back to rousing us. Commerce.
What the fuck? Is that lamb chop? It's got the eyebrows. Damn!
If he's been harmed, I don't know what I'd do. Keep an eye out, please. What's next?
Yo! Look at that weapon!
You know,
This is, Mortal Shell 2.
I'd find the eggs, the ova.
Oh, I love the map. Oh my god, I love the look of the map, too. Oh, that looks sick. I love detail. Oh my god, I love this map.
On my own.
I'm not a big fan of the Fog of War, but I love the look of this map.
But few remain, and even fewer are unguarded.
It does look like Elden Ring, doesn't it? That's fucking cool. That's right, equal rights, boys. Boom! Man, this guy sucks. Hey, you ain't ever used a big weapon before, bro? Not even double. He's not even double-handing it. Why isn't he double-handing this? Oh. I would assume that these three things over here are like your Estus flask. Oh. Oh. I hate these kind of bosses. Whoa. Wait, what happened to his armor? Oh! That's really cool. Oh, second phase. Oh no, that was it. Oh, so it's kind of got like a... Oh, what is that called? Lords of the Fallen. It's got like a Lords of the Fallen beacon system. Oh. Oh, that's cool. So it's not like armor sets, they're individual like creatures, I guess. That's cool. Emphasis on the mortal shell.
Look. You're nervous?
That's crazy. What?
Get used to it. Now go.
That's cool. That's a really cool fast travel system. Oh, this game looks sick. What? I don't think this trailer has a lot of music to it, and I'm kind of happy about that, because that's less that I have the stress about when it comes to the copyright. It's one less thing I have to do. One less thing I gotta deal with. Oh, fuck that enemy. That enemy looks like an annoying piece of shit. Fuck that enemy, man. That enemy looks so goddamn annoying. Oh! Yo, the like, I don't know if that's like a finisher to a combo, but the fact that you could press and hold whenever you, like, you can double hit the square button, or like the light attack, and then you could press and hold the heavy is insane. It's like a combo finisher or something. Yep, that's the character I'm gonna be playing as. What? You just have a minigun, huh? Just like that. Yo, I want to see that other creature try to dodge that. Oh, you moved over here. Let me just move the cursor a little bit. Oh. Oh my god. Yo. Oh! Oh! You gotta be careful with her. Oh, that parry system looks fucking legit. Oh! Look at all the unique enemies, too. This game has a shitload of unique enemies. That looks painful. Damn. Oh, you trying to stagger it? Oh, I love that there's a stagger bar. Oh! Damn! So not only... So you can perform a finisher when you stagger enemies. That's cool. The hell is that thing? What the fuck? Bro, ain't no way you getting your ass whipped by some fatty in a fucking wheelchair, bro. Yo, what? Bro. Oh, I'm totally getting this, by the way. Holy crap. Look at that. Yo, I'm totally getting that. Totally getting that. Holy crap. All right, to the amazing news. Where'd it go? Actually, you know what? Let's cover Clav. Do I want to cover Clav today? Oh no, that's fine. That's not what I thought it was. Yeah, we're not gonna look at that. Where is? See, there's Asman, King Charles. There we go.
What many are calling an Easter miracle. The second American airman who is missing for 48 hours behind enemy lines has been rescued.
Let's go! Let's go! They got him, boys!
President Trump calling it one of the most daring search and rescue operations in our nation's history.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst has the latest from Tel Aviv. Trey, we woke up to this morning, and we thought it was
only news from now on.
Easter miracle. What a remarkable rescue operation.
Well, and maybe
Tell
a
us
little
what
bit of
you know
internet
about
drama.
it.
Yeah, guys, good morning and happy Easter. The U.S. crew member who was missing...
Damn, so that means that they shot this plane out of the sky, and they still couldn't get their asses in gear to find him, huh? Man, oh man.
In southwestern
W
Iran,
United States.
After his F-15 fighter jet was shot down, has been rescued. The successful extraction was announced by President Trump overnight on Truth Social. The president simply said, "We got him," before providing new details that dozens of U.S. military aircraft were used to retrieve him as U.S. leadership tracked his location. It was a daring operation that included hundreds of U.S. forces racing against the clock to rescue the crew member. Fox News has learned that after the fighter jet was shot down on Friday, the weapons systems officer hiked to an elevated mountain ridge where he hid and waited for retrieval. The pilot of the jet was rescued by U.S. Special Forces on Friday, but President Trump said they waited to confirm as to not jeopardize this second operation. The president added, quote, "This is the first time in military memory that two U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory." The IDF said they avoided striking this area as American planes and helicopters flew at a low altitude, hoping to find any sign of the service member. Israeli forces, however, ramped up airstrikes over the weekend.
So they had gotten his ass on Friday.
And in other areas, targeting Iran's petrochemical plants. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu added this about the operation.
I promised you that we would continue to crush the terrorist regime in Tehran, and that is exactly what we are doing. After we destroyed 70% of their steel production capacity, it serves as raw material for their weapons. Today, we struck the petrochemical plants.
While Israel went on the offensive, they also took numerous incoming ballistic missiles over the weekend. Despite mostly hitting civilian targets in Israel,
I mean, they've been doing that since day one. These people don't know how to aim those missiles. I think it was blind luck they managed to knock that F-15 out of the sky.
Iran has threatened to
let's be honest here.
with newer, more advanced missiles. They're also threatening to shoot down additional U.S. planes.
The enemy should know that we rely on new air defense systems built by the young, knowledgeable, and proud people of this country, unveiling them one after another in the field.
Was that before or after you took their kids and made them fight as child soldiers?
We will certainly achieve full control of our country's skies and prove the humiliation of the weak enemy to the world more than ever.
Weak enemy? I don't know about that.
The Iranians can say what they want. The reality is thousands of U.S. and Israeli sorties have flown through the skies of Iran, striking military targets across the country. And
I bet they so ass hurt now that they can't get that pilot and use them as leverage. I bet they're so sore.
Tonight, the excellence of the U.S. military on display, sending special forces in to rescue that crew member. Guys?
Trey, the excellence is an understatement. This is by far going to be one of the combat search and rescue missions, a CSAR, that will be studied for years to come in the complexity.
I can already see the movies, boys. I can already see the movies.
Of the number of personnel and service members that were involved. We hear the CIA helped locate. We know special forces were on the ground.
Tuesday is power plant and bridge day in Iran.
Sort of deception ruse.
Yep, they found them. They've successfully extracted both the pilots. 100% victory on the downed F-15, by the way.
To throw the Iranians off. Talk to us a little bit about what you know about the complexity of what it took to pull this off.
Yeah, absolutely. This was an incredibly complex operation. I've been speaking with Israeli officials asking what role the Israelis played in this operation, and they continue to just give credit to the American forces, saying that when one pilot in the region is shot down, it's everyone's pilot and job to rescue them. What took place?
You're damn straight, man. Why can't the police in Minneapolis be like the fact that they? Never mind. Let me stop.
Was nothing short of extraordinary. The CIA was using deception tactics on the ground to make the Iranians think that they'd already located the pilot. Remember this.
Yo, oh my God, dude, the United States is OP. They're making they're sending out false signals to make these dumbass fucking third worlders think that they actually caught the pilot. Bro, how do you still fight this war and think you're gonna win this? What the hell are y'all doing, man?
Was inside of enemy territory for almost 48 hours, and the Iranians.
That's almost as bad as showing up to Venezuela and just turning out the lights. Yo, the United States showed up and was like, "Yo, hit them lights for me."
Not only actively looking for this crew member on the ground, but they were also offering a reward of thousands of dollars to any Iranian civilians who could capture him and then take him into IRGC hands. The United States knew this was taking place, and so as these Iranian forces approached this crew member where they were hiding along a mountain ridge, according to Fox's Jennifer Griffin, there were strikes that took place against the Iranians to not only ensure that these forces couldn't reach the crew member, but also ensure that on the ground they couldn't get forces close to this location. Remember when these pilots...
No, Faith didn't. No. You know what built the pyramids? A bunch of slaves that were conquered. That's what built the pyramids. A lot of fucking slaves.
Crew members are ejecting from a plane. They have the systems within them that allow intelligence to track.
Someone in the comments said Egypt was built on faith, and I'm like, no, I'm fairly certain that a bunch of conquered clans is what built the pyramids.
Their location.
A lot of like knowledgeable architecture that we know about now.
They often just have a sidearm with them, and they're not able to defend themselves solely on the ground. But what the president talked about last night in his post on Truth Social was that this crew member was never alone. The United States of America, including the president himself and top military leadership, each and every hour at the White House tracking the location of this crew member and then sending in hundreds of special forces, dozens of U.S. military planes to identify the exact location and ultimately rescue this U.S.
From what I understand, Iran is going through and systematically dismantling the Starlink satellites now. So I'm sure soon they won't have any more internet again, unfortunately.
Service member.
You know, Trey, we were sitting on the couch yesterday when we heard the news that this second airman was missing after the other one was rescued. And it was palpable on the couch, the sense of fear for him, of what this would do to the morale of our troops. I mean, it
would have pissed a lot of people off if they had gotten their hands on that soldier. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you think for a second that if that soldier had been paraded around like what happened at Black Hawk Down, the outcome would be any different, you're wrong. They would have rained hell down on that fucking city.
It was palpable. As you said, there was a $60,000 bounty on the head. We were worried that if, he was found by the Iranians, that if he was alive.
It's crazy that their market is so jacked that they can, just imagine if an Iranian pilot was shot down, how much money the government would be able to fork up for that. They can't even catch one goddamn pilot, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. It just amazes me that somehow these people still seem to think that they're going to win this. You had people from, they were posting AI videos of this stacked fucking pilot, jacked motherfucker, handcuffed on a table or in a fucking child's desk or something. And you want to tell me I need to look at their propaganda? I don't want to look at their garbage. What the fuck? They were already posting about it.
They would do something to him, or if he was dead, that they would desecrate his body. Now, this amazing rescue, really on the level, we thought we were impressed with the Maduro rescue. This is yet another rescue that has left the world in awe of our military and our special forces, and frankly, not just of our president, but of Pete Hegseth, our war secretary, who would have taken the blame had anything gone wrong here. And therefore, he also deserves the credit here. Talk to me about what this does to the war, the prospects of the war, the morale of the troops, and what it looks like moving forward now that this amazing thing happened.
The rescue.
Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Absolutely nothing changes. Why is she so hell bent on this morale thing? Where's the other guy?
Of this crew member and the pilot on Friday will go down in military history books as a successful.
I can already smell the movies cooking up, boys.
Operation that displayed the power and intelligence of the U.S. military. When we think about what happened here, according to reports, U.S. Special Forces landed just south of the Iranian city of Isfahan, an area where there are many IRGC military structures guarding not only nuclear facilities, but also military sites. The fact that U.S. Special Forces were able to land in enemy territory with hundreds of operators on the ground and then go and retrieve their fellow U.S. service member is nothing.
Craftsmen and laborers? Did slaves build the Egyptian pyramids? I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I'm being genuine. I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I will read the entire article because I was wrong, and I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. That was my fault. No, slaves did not build the Egyptian pyramids. Archaeological evidence, including the discovery of workers' villages and tombs near the Gaza pyramids, confirmed they were built by a labor force of a roughly 10,000 to 30,000 skilled, paid Egyptian citizens who were well-fed, housed, and respected for their service. Well-paid Egyptian workers. See, it's okay. I'm human. I get it wrong sometimes. My bad. Good thing you called me out on it.
Short of extraordinary, because again, it speaks to the intelligence behind the scenes, not only to locate where this individual was and hiding in a ridgeline, but also to get those special forces in and then safely extracted. Now, we do understand that at least one U.S. transport
plane. Where the hell did I hear that from then? Where the hell did I hear that from? Maybe that's like a common misconception or something? Huh. That's crazy.
Had a malfunction on the ground, and it was ultimately destroyed by U.S. forces as to make sure it didn't fall into the hands of the Iranians. But again, when you think about the coordination...
Well, it's most likely because it was American archaeologists. I mean, let's be honest here. If you've got a bunch of people that are running around the world, like especially in Egypt or something, and they're archaeologists, they're always gonna verify, triple check, quadruple check everything before they make an archaeological statement like that. Especially if it's like gonna be a worldwide fact, they're gonna make sure that whatever they're doing, they're trying to do correctly. I mean, they said that maybe that's what I'm confused about. Maybe it was the Great Wall of China that was built by slaves. In fact, they would let the slaves die and they put them in the mortar. So like maybe that's what I'm thinking of. And maybe I somehow along the way in my years of aging was like, maybe those two things are connected or like, you know, the same principle, but it's not. It's not the same principle. I don't really think they covered the pyramids all that much whenever I went to history. I don't know. Maybe I just blanked on that section. I don't fucking know. But, damn, I was going somewhere with that. I mean, maybe it's because like if they were trying to hide that, I mean, China did it. Why hide it? It doesn't make any, like, it happened back then. There's no reason to hide that. It's done and over with. Like the empire either went under or, you know, just died out.
What took place?
They just don't have a reason to hide it.
On a variety of levels that combined intelligence, special forces operators, and also the ability of the U.S. military from the ground and the air to ensure that these forces could get in and rescue this crew member and then safely get out of Iranian territory. As all of this was taking place, we understand the president was working in the Oval Office along with top generals and military officials to ensure that the operation moved forward smoothly. You speak about the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and others. There were contingency plans for this to take place. I'm told by Israeli officials they were surprised this didn't happen earlier, just given the thousands of flights that were taking place over Iranian territory. But again, they were prepared for this possibility, and this perfectly executed mission allowed this U.S. service member to get out of Iranian territory safely, along with the special forces.
I wonder if there's more to this than what they're saying. I wonder if they're gonna wait for this war to be over. What I'm saying, I wonder if civilians help this pilot, and they're not gonna say any more about it because they're scared that the civilians that helped him could end up, getting dead. I kind of wonder that. I wonder if he was able to do this by himself, or if he had help from any of the, the actual citizens around
that went in to rescue him. This does also speak, though, to the air superiority of the United States over the skies of Iran. To be able to get hundreds of U.S. special forces on the ground to conduct this operation shows that the Iranians do not have control of their skies. They still have some air defense systems, and they can shoot.
I mean, they were using fucking handguns to shoot at Black Hawks. I mean, yeah, like helicopters. What the hell are we doing, bro? Hey, come on, what are y'all doing, man? Somebody, all y'all shits got blown up, so all y'all can do now is shoot at the helicopters with handguns? Like, if you had a substantial force left, why wouldn't you have immobilized them the minute you had all that low-flying air and start knocking people out of the sky? You didn't because you don't have anything left. From what I understand, the ICBMs that they're launching are part of a mobile, like a missile pad or some shit like that, that is using tunnel systems to get around, which is the reason why they haven't been able to find the fucker yet. So, I mean, they definitely prepared for this, but I still don't think that they were ready for the amount of deletion that happened on the surface. I don't think they're gonna have anything left once these tunnels get blown up, once these ICBM launchers get blown the fuck up. I think after that, they're going to be completely toasted. They probably won't surrender because, like, I mean, let's be honest here, they're in such turmoil right now, they're just shooting missiles at whatever they can hit. I don't even know if they have, one ruler over everything. I still don't think they announced if the guy was alive or dead because they're trying to keep that under wraps. Do they even know what they're doing anymore?
At U.S. planes. But again, there are thousands of sorties flying over Iran. Since Operation Epic Fury began, there was this one incident. But again, U.S. Special Forces going in and executing the operation just as they planned. And again, this will go down in the history books as a successful U.S. military operation to rescue not only the pilot on Friday, but this crew member overnight.
Hey, Trey, real quickly, I just want to get...
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you don't have missile systems and you have to get all hands on deck, the best thing that you could do is try to repair these tunnel systems. I'm sure that these tunnel systems most likely stretch all across the Middle East. Like, these people aren't as stupid as a lot of people want to give them credit for. I mean, obviously they've got a lot of contingency plans for all of this happening, but I think that they were definitely way too like this regime. If things actually go the way it should, and everyone, including the U.S. people that think about this war, get what they want, which is the full systematic removal of the IRGC, will go down in history as not a joke. It'll go down in history as one of the biggest mistakes in war, because they were way too overconfident in their capabilities, and they thought they could hold their own against the U.S. But at the end of the day, when you're taking pot shots at an F-15 and you just so happen to knock one out of the sky, I think they also hit a Warthog, but the helicopter or the plane prior to that had system malfunctions, so that it went down on its own. Like, the fact that we've flown as many jets and planes over Iran and have only, lost 3 planes is impressive. Even like at like a basic standpoint of with how much air traffic is going on over there, the fact that these planes haven't even malfunctioned and went down, well, I mean, it's still impressive.
You to weigh in on this.
Because you have to keep in mind that most of these jets, they get flown for what, maybe 2 hours a day for testing and training, and then they sit in a hangar for the rest of the damn day. So it's, it really goes to show you.
About the coordination and the collaboration between the U.S. and our partners in Israel, does that continue even beyond what people are going to be hearing about with respect to this particular rescue? And I'm asking that because I have seen the coordination at a level that I don't think many people understood. Not just the high-level coordination between our two sides, but also the technical and the granular
how's it going, Winters?
that have been happening to make sure that rescues like this could happen as well.
Oh, yeah, no, the amount of miles and hours these guys are spending up in the air right now it's insane. I mean, let's be honest here. It's insane. The fact that more planes haven't gone down because of malfunctions, I mean, shit, goes to show that this isn't a Boeing plane. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. I spoke with a senior Israeli official this
you got to worry
morning
about the doors flying off of that bitch,
who said, what we witnessed last night was courageous, bold leadership. The official went on to say the level of coordination between air assets, the precision in timing, and the discipline under pressure stood out immediately. I asked this official about the role.
I was wondering what happened to you yesterday. I didn't see you. I was like, where's she at? I didn't see her. Where's she at?
Of Israel. And they simply responded, when you watch an operation like that unfold in real time, the distinction between their pilot and our pilot becomes less relevant.
Yo, we're about to save so much money not having to sit here and take these people's ability to make a nuke away and funding their terrorism by sending them over like planes filled with money to get our soldiers back. We about to save so much money. And then think of all that Earl we gonna be getting, boys. Think of all that Earl. Oh, oil.
The expectation is the same. You bring him home. We understand that this level of coordination will continue at an extremely high level.
And Trump made new coral reefs for the ocean, fed the fishes, and to boot, we get to take out a terroristic regime, bro. Let's go.
Understanding that U.S. and Israeli pilots are flying side by side over the skies of Iran, not only to take out the country's military leadership, but also the infrastructure that has allowed Iran to build a military base with drones and ballistic missiles and cruise missiles that are not only threatening U.S. forces, but
over
allies
120 coral reef, dude. W. Trump, man, he may have cut that electric thing with the electric cars, but man, I mean, think of all the new fish.
Region. And so, again, the success of Operation Epic Fury,
Gonna be shit growing down there we ain't never seen before.
At a variety of levels. But when you zoom out to what happened overnight, this was a display of U.S. Special Forces and air excellence and their ability to control the skies of Iran, send in U.S. Special Forces, and to conduct a successful
operation. Man, like when you got videos coming out of Iran of them shooting handguns at helicopters, man, that's rough.
To rescue their colleague.
And not even an AR, handguns, bro.
They did so, Trey, without a single casualty. Yeah. That is what is remarkable. Let me just...
Yet another successful mission with 0 casualties. Man, can't even shoot down a damn plane without fucking it up. That is rough. This has been going on for a month now. How the heck... Dude, like, the amount of mental gymnastics you have to think that this is, like, I just can't.
Move it forward a tad bit, though, and ask you if you have any sense. We are now 24 hours away from the president's deadline. Otherwise, Iran has been told they will face total obliteration. There, negotiations about Iran coming to the table. Do we have any sense for how now, after this successful mission, it may impact the negotiations as the clock ticks on the president's deadline tomorrow?
Oh, it's tomorrow?
As the clock ticks on the president's deadline tomorrow.
I feel like Trump should take this as a sign that these people were willing to put out a $60,000 bounty on an American pilot, that nothing has changed. These people do not care. They were ready to get their hands on one pilot simply to change the negotiation tactics in this. You cannot trust these fucking people. You cannot. You cannot make deals with terrorists. Stop doing it.
What's remarkable is that more than a month into Operation Epic Fury, Iranian officials still don't appear to be taking President Trump at his word, despite the fact that every time he says he's going to do something, he does it. And given the opportunity for diplomatic de-escalation, the Iranians just are not taking the olive branch that the president is giving them. They didn't take it before Operation Epic Fury began, and it doesn't appear that they're taking it now. Despite the reports that they're willing to engage in negotiations, they are still launching drones.
No, bro, fuck their negotiations. They're going to keep those negotiations for like 2.5 years and then continue doing what they're doing the second Trump's out of office, because the next person we're going to get, if it's not going to be JD or Marco Rubio, it's going to be well, I know that JD, see, I don't even know if that's true, because I've heard that JD said he wasn't for the war in Iran, but I haven't seen him make any statements negatively saying he doesn't want it. So, like, I don't know if that's just like the fake media narrative or what, to try and put like wedges in between the administration members. I don't know. But we don't know. We need to deal with what we have right now, right the fuck now. Because these people are completely crippled now. They have no air traffic. They have no radars. They barely have missiles. Like, come on, like, why the hell wouldn't you just annihilate these people?
And missiles
Be done with it.
Gulf countries like Kuwait overnight, and also,
like, I'm almost fairly certain that the next thing that Trump is going to start hitting is going to be like actual like infrastructure, like their electricity, water, more gas refinement facilities or oil refinement facilities. Like, they need to shut off their banks. You need to get in contact with these banks and shut off their ability to do banking. Like, completely cut these people off.
Ballistic missiles at Israel just a few minutes ago, targeting the southern city of Beersheba. And so the president appears very serious in his willingness to target Iran's energy infrastructure and power grids.
Yeah, he's already doing it. Yeah, so like, I feel like if this falls through in the next 24 hours, he's just going to bomb the shit out of all their they're like, we're literally going to send these people back to the Stone Age.
Given the fact that the Iranians are not de-escalating their attacks across the region, and if these special forces were not successful in their operation overnight, Iranian forces were trying to capture this U.S. pilot after the plane was shot down in southwestern Iran. And so at this point, the Iranians do not appear to be serious at the negotiating table, and the president taking to Truth Social over the weekend saying they have just 48 hours to change their tune.
Did I read that right? If you have no control over Hamas, you loser. What do you think's going to happen in 24 hours whenever Iran doesn't come to the table and make a deal? Man, that island would be a good star on our flag, wouldn't it? What's the matter? You sad because we killing a bunch of terrorists in a foreign country? Well, hate to break it to you, but the regime will fall.
Or these U.S.
I want these regime members to not make a deal. I want them to get blown up because they're terrorists. The sooner we can liberate these people in Iran, the better off they'll be.
Israeli strikes will ramp up in the hours and days ahead.
All right. Trey Yingst, live for us in Tel Aviv.
Here they come, boys. They smell the blood in the water. They smell the blood in the water. Here they come.
Trey, great insight. Thank you. We'll check back in with you.
Great job, buddy.
Yeah, I'll go enlist so that way it could become a pilot, get shot down out of the sky in your territory, and then get rescued not even 24 hours later, and let your government sit there with like a chicken with its head cut off, giving bounties and selling the fact that they. What if this pilot thing was just a way to see if the IRGC would do the right thing, and them putting a bounty on this pilot told the United States government everything it needed to know about this regime? What if it was all just a classified hoax to see if the IRGC would come forward and do the right thing?
Good morning.
Thank you, Trey.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here.
You got to change that name, bro. You got to get that name out of here.
Pilot was found. The second pilot has been located. Evacuation in process.
Context.
So they did shoot down an F-15. I did see this. The missing F-15 jet pilot, don't worry.
But we know now they rescued that pilot on Friday.
We'll find him.
Iranian state TV put out a request that if anyone found these pilots, they would offer a reward of $60,000.
Dear and honorable people, please, if you capture the enemy pilot or pilots alive, hand them over to the police. This is you getting paid. You will receive a precious prize. Oh, this is them shooting at them.
This scene right here told me everything I needed to know about the war. When you can't even load up the fucking missile launchers to take down a couple helicopters in your airspace, and you got the members of your own regime shooting at the helicopters with handguns. Man, that don't look good, does it? Damn, that don't look good.
Is that it? Bang, bang, bang. So the pilot's been located, announcing this after multiple reports of activities and clashes.
You know what the best part about this is? My country doesn't have to AI generate videos in order to say that they're winning a war. We just do this thing called winning. That's what we do.
Within the region. Reports of a U.S. helicopter activity over southwestern Iran. They completely locked out the White House for the last 48 hours to focus on this. Twitter had a collective melty thinking Trump died. What's that, like the third time this year?
This is embarrassing, by the way. This is completely embarrassing for the Iran government. Like, whether you like it or not, this is just a joke. It's a joke at this point. It is. You like, how do you even with this, you know? How?
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead?
You see that?
No.
People.
Did you find out you're dead?
Villagers and armed tribesmen reportedly converging on a house where the missing F-15E crew member has allegedly taken shelter.
IRGC and convoys racing towards the downed pilot. I wonder what's actually going on here. It's hard to know what's really happening. The U.S. Air Force F-15 weapons system officer has been recovered and alive after ejecting over Iran yesterday, journalist Jack Murphy reports. The WSO was evading capture on the ground as Iranian forces searched the area with a, quote, massive firefight. Good news for once. Holy shit, man. Again, all of this is unconfirmed, but I sure hope it happens.
As Asman went
it's already been confirmed.
Confirmation. Same source confirmed all friendlies are out and required an additional Delta element to secure the extraction. A US government official told Al Jazeera the second crew member from the downed F-15E has been recovered after a heavy firefight. Also Fox News with direct confirmation. The second crew member of the downed F-15E fighter jet has been rescued, and he and the members of the rescue team that extracted him from behind enemy lines in Iran are all
Damn,
safe.
so they had a heavy firefight? Oof. That don't look good for negotiations.
Out of Iran. The weapons system officer used the SERE, Survival, Evasion, Resistance and Escape training to evade capture, hiding on an elevated ridge after hiking away from the wreckage and putting out an emergency
well-trained American pilot.
beacon. U.S. Special Operations Rescue Forces took part in the complex layered mission to both find the crew member and also keep the Iranian forces who were hunting the American weapons.
I wonder how many of the IRGC were killed during the evacuation of this pilot, and we didn't lose a single fucking person. We didn't lose a single damn person. What a joke.
Fox has learned there was fighting on the ground, but no Americans killed during the operation.
Oh, do we have another third worlder who's sad and who's angry in the chat? Oh, are you angry? Does the baby need a bottle? Does the baby want a bottle? I'm about to rock. What the fuck does that even mean? Just checking streams for news. Came across this Call of Duty coward talking about war as he sits in mama's basement getting fatter, armchair, quarter pounder back. Grow another chin, little boy. You're no warrior. I never said I was. I've definitely got more balls than you. Oh, fuck. What up? Oh, we got a generational schizo. Okay, hold on. Get out of mama's basement and enlist. Oh, man, we got a third worlder. How long you been here? 13 years. Oh, man, what's it like buying other people's accounts off of them or hacking them? That's crazy, man. What's it like being a third worlder? Go read your propaganda. Go read your commie propaganda. Maybe one day it'll become true. We got to get these people off the internet, bro. We got to ban these people. The job.
I also want to remind you guys that there are a lot of people in Dearborn who are sad today. So, like, I just don't want to comment on Khamenei at all. Like, I don't think it's worth even touching that.
All right, so that comment was given after the Ayatollah was killed in Iran.
Good. Rest in peace. You won't be missed. Get worked up. He was a terrorist piece of shit that will rot in hell for the rest of eternity. W United States government. W Donald Trump.
That's Michigan's Democratic Senate.
If it hurts you, then go back to your third world shithole. Get out of here.
Abdul Al-Sayed.
If that makes your little tears come out of your tear ducts, remember, you get no sympathy from me.
Taking a lot of heat over that leaked audio. We had him on yesterday to explain it. Here's a bit about how that went back and forth. You know what Iran has done for almost 50 years. Why did the comment come off that way with your staff, sir?
Look, I'll tell you this.
You know why it came off that way? Because he said it that way. Stop trying to cover for these people. It's obvious why they're where they're at. That's what happens when you import a race of people and you use them as a voting base and you tell them that they're going to vote for specific things because you keep giving them money and a place to stay for free. These people would have ended up back in their own country if they had ran out of money. You think they would have stayed here if they were homeless? No. They would have went back. Why do you think they keep getting all this funding? Why do you think this guy's here? Come on.
In the midst of a war, we don't
think about it, guys.
It's illegal. It's immoral. It's using our tax dollars to raise our gas prices from MAGA-backed.
Bitch about it, cry about it, moan about it. The United States president is our commander-in-chief, and everybody wants this other than the people that are part of this regime. Get used to it. There's going to be a lot more of it if JD and Marco Rubio get in the next presidency. Get used to it.
That told us that they would never get us into another foreign entanglement. And here we are. And I just want to remind you that.
Man. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love whenever they can only stick to the one thing? They can only ever stick to the one thing, right? They don't ever want to talk about what he said. They only want to talk about half of what he said. It's called being dishonest. Being very, very dishonest. See, you can't say the full truth because it wouldn't fit your narrative. You can only say half the truth so that way you can call him a liar. And that, my friends, is just dishonesty.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't.
As President Biden said, just don't.
Exactly. One word. Pretty straightforward.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
Hey.
I don't care. They've got to be stopped.
Hey, man, remember, a broken clock's right at least twice a day. I mean, shit. Where'd it go?
That most people in the city of Dearborn and Dearborn Heights are not Arab American. They are white. And they're worried just like I am.
And those should be the people. Wait a minute.
Get us into another foreign entanglement. And here we are. And I just want to remind you that most people in the city of Dearborn and Dearborn Heights are not Arab American. They are white. And they're worried just like I am. They're
And that's all the more reason to bomb the fuck out of them. You know why? Because if you allow these people to come to your country and you attack them and they start trying to bomb people in your own country, that tells me everything I need to know. We doing the right thing. What the hell do you mean? Oh, we can't fight this country because the people in America could get hurt from all the people that have migrated into their country. Well, that's all the more reason to fight them. What the fuck you mean? Well, we can't fight in a war because another country's got all their citizens here? That doesn't make any sense.
By the fact that their tax prices go up and they are watching their gas prices go up with it, all to fight a war that we shouldn't really be a part of.
Oh, I'm sure we shouldn't be a part of it. I think we should. I think we need to drop more bombs. Blow more shit up.
Now, Noah Rothman, senior writer, National Review. Noah, good morning to you. I look back at the last 4 presidential elections in a battleground state of Michigan. The average difference was 1.85 percentage points. It's still that really close. And he's betting that the progressive left lane in Michigan wins now with that approach. How do you see it, Noah?
Yeah, that's what he needs in order to win the primary race, which is very tight. It's a 3-way race between Democrats.
Yeah, sub to the channel. By the way, happy Easter. Hope you're having a good Easter today. I'm gonna call it Easter because I live in a Christian country, whether you like it or not, or like a God-fearing country. That's why it's in our Pledge of Allegiance. That thing that they don't make these kids do anymore that needs to come back. So I'm gonna say Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter. And if you don't like it, then you're in the wrong place. W to any other religion though, as long as you're not trying to shove it down my throat. I don't really care. But sub to the channel. We're here every day, 7 a.m. to 11:30, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. So sub to the channel. We're always here.
Split just about down the thirds, and he needs to break out. And in order to break out, he needs to appeal to the progressive activist class. That's his contention. And he seems to think that doing so requires him to express, or at least share, what he believes to be sadness on the part of particularly the activists in Michigan's 12th district, Rashida Tlaib's district, which is where Dearborn, Michigan is. The spin that he gave you on your program yesterday is just positively laughable. What the Washington Free Beacon reported subsequent in those comments was that he was going to pivot to the Epstein files because, this is just
subbing is for free. The channel membership, I'm actually not sure what I have it set at, to be quite frank.
Of the Epstein files, right? Because all the progressives know that that's gracing the headlines.
That's
I don't
right.
know
Happy Easter, everybody.
Where that is top of mind for Americans, much less progressive activist voters. But that's where he landed on. And now he's pivoting to, well, they just really don't like regime change wars. Because everybody can remember the outpouring of enthusiasm.
Because, I don't understand why you wouldn't like regime change wars. If we have to mass import a group of people because their country sucks, wouldn't it make more sense to force regime change so they're not trying to come to the greatest country in the world? Why don't we, as the greatest country in the world, share the love? Why don't we fix their country so that way they also have a good country and they don't have to flee it? How is regime change a bad thing?
Or hostility, rather, to the Venezuela raid.
Thanks for the 200 joules.
Maduro, right? No, you can't. And maybe the constituents are frustrated with America's intervention abroad broadly. Maybe they are. Or maybe this candidate just is. And he's projecting...
20 bomb! Hold on. Happy Easter, everyone. Beautiful day out here. I hope everyone is doing well. Got candied ribs. Oh, bro. Oh, that sounds so good. Candied ribs, German fried potatoes going. Oh, dude, and your home cook. Oh, bro. Man, that sounds like a damn good BBQ to me. Whoo, I bet that smells so good. Bro, you're going to have people sitting out there salivating, bro.
His own hostility and frustrations onto these voters. I think what you saw was an expression of Saeed's hostility.
I believe he believes what he was saying. I guess the argument I'm making is that I don't know if he can win with that sort of approach in Michigan. Meanwhile, in California, you got a really interesting primary shaping up there, okay? There are at least 10 candidates. Most of them are Democrats. But apparently they're getting a bit uneasy about the outcome. Here's what a Democratic strategist is saying about the Golden State. He's saying, we know there's risk ahead, a 15% chance of calamity. It's not a 15% chance of stubbing your toe. It's a 15% chance of losing the governorship, losing the down ballot.
What's the matter? Are you mad? Hold on. I'm making great arguments for greater Israel so far. I don't give a fuck about Israel. Fuck Israel. Who the fuck cares about... When have I said anything about Israel? I love how that's the cope here. Oh, well, he's advocating for this, so is... Nah, I guess if we go and attack Cuba to force regime change, that's Israel too? What about Venezuela? I'm sure Venezuela had everything to do with Israel as well, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Uh-huh. Whatever you say, man. Fuck Israel. I don't care about Israel. Think about how many soldiers have been captured and killed, how many Americans have been killed. And they sit there and scream death to America, and they want to make nukes and ICBMs. Fuck them. I don't care about Israel. Fuck Israel. I'm sorry, but it's just kind of patriotic to blow up a bunch of terrorists. I don't see how it's not.
Ballot races. That's according to Paul Mitchell, who's a strategist.
You scream death to America, and America's going to bring death to you. I promise you.
Looking at that state, Steve Hilton's fighting for on the Republican side. How do you see this today? Could it go?
Tired of all these people shit talking Western culture, shit talking America, and yet they want to flee here, or they want to try and colonize us. Get the fuck out. Get out.
The red team.
There's a real possibility that this blanket primary...
They want to make you hate your culture as an American, as a fucking patriot. Fuck you. You don't like it here? Then get out. I live in the best country in the world. You do too, if you're here. You know how I know? Because you can sit there and say stupid comments in my chat and you ain't got to worry about the FBI showing up to your damn door and removing you from the gene pool, bitch. Enjoy your freedom.
Candidates compete for these nominations end up nominating 2 Republicans because the Democratic vote is so broken up over all those candidates you see there. This is the problem with blanket.
All right. Oh, man, that's crazy. Is Israel connected to Cuba? I don't fucking know if they're connected to Cuba. How the fuck am I? Why do I care? I'm more right than you. How can you be more right if the other 2 things that you said were so bad that YouTube had to censor it? This isn't me. This is a YouTube thing. That means that it's held for review. I certainly hope that the people that are typing this stuff realize that I'm not the one that reviews these comments. YouTube does. YouTube is going to determine if they're going to suspend your account when you type this stuff. You do realize that, right? Whenever this pops up, it means that what you said was bad enough for YouTube to hold it under review. You need to be careful, man. You sitting here calling people names, YouTube's terms of service are freaking wacko. They're incredibly, incredibly strict. You need to be careful what you're typing. White nationalist? Who the fuck does that even... Nationalist? A bread tuber? Half his money will go to building greater Israel. I mean, I don't know about that. I've never Israel ain't gonna get my damn money. Taxes, maybe. That money's gonna be used to buy me a house one day, bruh. What you talking about? He's almost there, but he's dog brain dead. Brained. I love this guy. This guy's kind of funny. He's just so incoherent, he doesn't even know what the fuck he's saying. Are you Zionist? I'm not. As long as you're not trying to attack Americans and you're trying to just do your own thing, I don't give a fuck. Keep the kids out of it. Do your own fucking thing. I don't care. Stop trying to colonize different countries. It's annoying. Stay in your own country.
Primaries, which were supposed to be an antidote to partisan primary politics. But if you have a sought-after race in a dark blue state, you can have eventualities in which unrepresentative candidates like 2 Republicans vying for the California governorship end up emerging at the top of the ticket. It would be very fun to watch from my perspective, but it would produce results that are unrepresentative of what California votes.
Oh, you're missing one. You're missing one, and I know a lot of you ain't going to want to admit it, but I'm going to. I'm going to say it. A white nationalist, as I am, why I love my nation. I'm not. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Maybe I should, let me goggle that. What is a white nationalist? Who advocates for the creation of white states of the prevention of white national majority, believing that a distant race deserving of superior. That's weird. I've dated black women before, dude. I don't see color. I'm sorry. I'm not racist. Whenever I talk to somebody, I don't ever judge them based on their skin color. You know how you can tell if someone's racist? Whenever they immediately make statements like that. Whenever they say, oh, well, you're a white nationalist. Or, oh, it's because they're... No, dude. You realize that Romanian people are also white? I've seen a lot of Asians get deported from that Toyota plant. A lot of black people got deported for doing shit they shouldn't have been doing in Minneapolis. Deal with it. I'm not a white nationalist. I think there's a lot of... I got a taste, all right? I'm not going to say what it is, but I think you can understand where I went with that. Like, I'm not a white nationalist. I'm actually not racist at all. I think that if somebody brings race into an argument, you're racist. You are. That's just how it is. You know how you solve racism? Stop fucking talking about it. Get rid of this African American, Asian American language. It's bullshit. If you're in America and you're born in America, I hate to break it to you, you're not African American, you're not Asian American, you're a motherfucking American, dumbass. What, because you're not white, you're an African American? That's brain dead. That's brain dead. You're dumb. You're an American. Act like it. Act like a goddamn American. Jesus Christ.
Voters typically want. And that's part of the problem with introducing ever more democracy into the primary process. The parties used to be controlling their own destinies. They used to be able to select candidates that were reflective of their ideological proclivities.
I can understand if you immigrated here, but if you have a kid here, that kid is not African American or Romanian American or fucking Israel American. They're fucking American, dipshit. They're American. If they're born on this soil, they are American. Now, if you get rid of the anchor baby systems and they get sent back, then that's a little different. But at the end of the day, I mean, other countries have that problem as well, and they have fixes to it. Why can't we? No anchor babies. No. If you're visiting or you come across illegally and you have a child, well, I hate to break it to you, but it's not an American. But if you've got a family that's been here, that moved from Africa, that actually migrated here legally and did everything they're supposed to do legally, and they have a house here, they're doing their own thing, they got their job, they're paying in Social Security, and you have a child, well, your lineage just became American.
In their policy positions, and they've handed ever more control to voters. And this is what you get. You get voters that may not necessarily reflect the desires of the parties. Democracy used to happen outside the parties, not inside them. Increasingly, we see these results as you introduce ever more majoritarianism into the process.
Okay, we'll see where it goes. Top 2 advance. It would be interesting.
And you're right. That's where I learned a lot of this. How many black people in social media have said, if you want racism to disappear, stop talking about it. Stop having Black History Month. Stop having Rainbow Month. Stop talking about it. It'll be more natural the more that you allow it to dissipate and assimilate. Like, when do we stop acting like a bunch of children and start acting like adults and start seeing the way it should be? Like, come on. Like, what are we doing, guys?
The thing to watch, maybe.
And that's where I learned it. I didn't learn it as a white person. I learned it from the black people that have become successful and want this. Stop talking about it. The minute you bring up race in an argument, I immediately think you're racist. I don't give a fuck what color you are. If I'm having an argument or disagreement with you, it's because it's genuine and I'm not looking at your skin color.
And that election. Thank you. No, and
I'm attacked. I don't have to attack your skin color. I'll just attack your argument.
Our program. Thanks for coming on.
I don't need to do
Be sure
that.
To like and subscribe for all the Fox.
Done by the former Attorney General Pam Bondi. It was productive.
Hold on.
Palace confirms King Charles will not issue an Easter message this year.
That's crazy.
Oh my fucking God. He swore an oath he's a traitor. Meanwhile, for Ramadan...
Salamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. As Muslims across the United Kingdom begin preparation to celebrate Eid after fasting for the holy month of Ramadan, just wanted to convey my heartfelt best wishes and to tell you just how much my wife and I are thinking of you at this special time of year.
King Charles announces he won't do any...
Dude, Michael Jackson is still a legend. Like, Michael Jordan, you've got Shaq. Dude, I love Shaq. Shaq is the beast, man. Shaq is goated. I love watching that man do stupid shit. That man is funny. Genuinely.
Message before in 1993, he stated Islam is a part of our past and present. It created modern
Morgan
Europe.
Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, Will Smith. I still love Will Smith, even if he did stupid shit. I still love him. Kevin Hart. Bro, like, the list goes on and on.
Islam teaches us all the lessons Christianity has lost. Wait, what? What the hell is this? I haven't seen this.
Islam is part of our past and our present. It has helped...
Wesley Snipes, that's another one. That's right, Wesley Snipes.
modern Europe. It is part of our own inheritance.
It's AI? Wait, is that... No, actually, I don't know. Is this AI or
Morgan
not?
Freeman, dude, it's going to be a sad day if we ever lose Morgan Freeman. Bro, all the actors that I grew up with, man, they getting old as shit, man. Hell, even the actor that played the original Black Panther, that guy was based. That was a damn good actor. When they lost him, Black Panther just wasn't the same.
Found the original
Michael B.
King
Jordan,
Charles III on Islam in the West. Mike
Tyson. Dude, like, man, I could just keep going.
1993.
And you know what they all had in common? None of those men let their color determine what they were going to do in life. They said, fuck that racism bullshit. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you know why? Because it's America and you can do that.
Sure.
Medieval Islam was a religion of remarkable tolerance for its time, which was not, unfortunately, copied for many centuries in the West, has been a part of Europe for so long, first in Spain, then in the Balkans. It has contributed so much towards a civilization which we all too often think of wrongly as entirely Western. Islam is part of our past and our present.
It's not
Islam,
AI.
It has helped to create modern Europe. Islam can teach us today a way of understanding and living in the world which Christianity itself is the poorer for having lost. Our judgment.
You know why a bunch of basketball players that happen to be African American are in those teams? It's because they were able to outperform a bunch of white people and a bunch of Asians to get in that position. That's why. They were bigger and stronger. They were taller, especially if you're playing basketball.
Of Islam has been grossly distorted by taking the extremes to be the norm. It's like judging the quality of life in Britain by the existence of murder and rape, child abuse and drug addiction.
How is it that they think that this isn't a big problem, but the people in the Muslim countries think it is? The United Arab Emirates announced that it will cut funds for citizens who want to study in the UK out of fear of Emirati students being radicalized by the Muslim Brotherhood Islamists on British campuses. An Arab state now views a European state as a Islamic dangerous radicalization hotspot.
They know how to handle these people that are doing this. These Middle Eastern countries, they have been able to handle these people for years now because they've been through this. They've been through the ringer when it comes to these schizo radicals that import themselves into a foreign country like this and take over colleges like what we had back in Minneapolis, where that one dude that was he immigrated here to rally up a bunch of fucking protests in at a college and lock up the library. They know how to handle these people. A lot of Americans are so scared of being called racist or fascist or Nazis or these fucking words that mean nothing, that they're not willing to do what it takes to shut this down.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance.
How is the
and he's right. He's completely right. He's right.
People that are saying this isn't a big concern, a bunch of fucking white people in Britain.
He made it one of the tenets of his new sovereignty. Can I be the monarch of all faiths?
Oh, geez.
No, you can't.
Oh,
this is what he said last year.
Ridiculous.
This is what he said last year when he did send us an Easter message. He said, on Maundy Thursday, Jesus knelt and washed the feet of many of those who would abandon him. The love he showed when he walked the earth reflected the Jewish ethic of caring for the stranger and those in need of deep human instinct, echoed in Islam. It just seems like this guy doesn't want to talk about Christianity. Not to give us an Easter message on this of all years is a profound mistake.
I think it's pretty obvious.
This Holy Week, I'm proud to
W. Donald Trump, by the way. W. Donald Trump.
Join with Christians across the country and around the world to celebrate
at least Trump's
the most
saying
glorious
something.
Happy Easter to all. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America.
Yep.
How is the king
W. Donald Trump
not doing better than Donald Trump? That's fucking embarrassing. Oh,
I remember I was told whenever I was working at Walmart in like 2017, 2018, that I couldn't say Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving because it could offend somebody from a foreign country. So I had to say Happy Holidays. That's what I was told. And I'd actually get in trouble if I didn't, too. That's what I was told. Straight up word for word. Don't say Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving. Just say Happy Holidays. If you walk into a Walmart and you've got that door greeter, listen to what they say whenever it becomes the holiday time. You'll notice it.
My God.
Historic lows for
the second American.
That's what I was talking about us being colonized, boys. He's being colonized, man.
Airman who was
they trying.
Missing 48 hours. He was missing for 48 hours, folks. Not just that, but he was missing for 48 hours behind enemy lines.
That's right.
But talk about an Easter miracle. He has been rescued.
That's right. And President Trump, who, by the way, was up all night for 2 days, people thought something was wrong with him because he wasn't showing face, because he was absolutely just involved in this.
Satan Day is that no kings?
Every
I mean, it might as well be with all those damn communist flags we saw in the
level. He called this one of the most daring search and rescue operations in our nation's history.
So let's go back to Trey Inks live with the latest from Tel Aviv. Trey,
Oh, what's the matter? Are you mad?
just a remarkable.
Somebody's mad in chat. Did someone not take their pills this morning? I guarantee this dumbass can't define communism. You need to be more worried. You see, when you call me names, I'm just going to permaban you. You lose all credibility whenever you start with calling somebody a name. You're just going to get permabanned.
Remarkable story of heroism, courage, and really tactical perfection.
Yeah, guys, absolutely. Good morning. The U.S. crew member who was missing in southwestern Iran after his F-15 was shot down has been rescued. The successful extraction was announced by President Trump overnight on Truth Social, who simply said, "We got him," before providing new details that dozens of U.S. military aircraft were used to retrieve him as U.S. leadership tracked his location. It was a daring operation that included hundreds of U.S. forces racing against the clock to rescue the crew member. Fox News has learned that after the fighter jet was shot down on Friday, the weapons systems officer hiked to an elevated mountain. That's the thing.
That you realize that these people, and you're right about that to an extent, if these people, like even with Palestine and the Israel thing, like Trump solved that and they're still to this day crying about it. And it's like, what are y'all doing? It's like the minute you take the fuel away, they have nothing else to bitch about, so they find something else. Like, for example, Trump solved the Palestine and Israel thing, and literally within the next 2 months of that, Hassan Piker's entire chat was going ballistic because one of the viewers didn't have anything to bitch about, so she clipped a video of him shocking his dog, which is perfectly legal in the state that he's in, though I don't agree with it. I don't agree for the reason why. Having a dog sit in one spot for hours on end is fucking disgusting and wrong. And it's all allegation, by the way. He never came forward and admitted it. But the fact that they were so quick to find something else to bitch about says all you need to know.
Where he hid and waited for retrieval. The pilot of the jet was rescued by U.S. Special Forces on Friday.
No, they don't. A lot of these people were down in No King's protests waving communist hammer and sickle flags. I mean, saying that the way to get rid of capitalism is communism. I mean, come on. You think these fuckers they don't give a fuck about us.
President Trump said they waited to confirm as to not jeopardize the second operation. The president added, quote, "This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory." The IDF said they avoided striking this area as American planes and helicopters flew at a low altitude, hoping to find any sign of the service member. Israeli forces, however, ramped up airstrikes over the weekend in other areas, targeting Iran's petrochemical plants. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu added this about the operation.
I promised you that we would continue to crush the terrorist regime in Tehran, and that is exactly what we are doing. After we destroyed 70% of their steel production capacity, which serves as raw material for their weapons, today we struck the petrochemical plants.
While Israel went on the offensive, they also took numerous incoming ballistic missiles over the weekend. Despite mostly hitting civilian targets in Israel, Iran has threatened to ramp up attacks with newer, more advanced missiles. They're also threatening to shoot down additional U.S. planes.
The enemy should know that we rely.
Why didn't you? I heard there was a massive firefight while they were getting our airmen. Man, must suck to suck, you know what I'm saying? Where were your missiles that were going to take down the helicopters then? Why haven't you taken out any more with all the airspace being covered with low-flying planes and helicopters? You know what I smell in the air? I smell bullshit from a dying regime.
On new air defense systems built by the young, knowledgeable, and proud people of this country, unveiling them one after another in the field. We will certainly achieve full control of our country's skies and prove the humiliation of the weak enemy to the world more than ever.
Despite what the Iranians are saying, the reality is the United States and Israel have flown thousands of sorties over Iranian territory, striking a variety of military targets. And the operation overnight to rescue this U.S. crew member, nothing short of extraordinary. Guys?
Yeah, extraordinary.
Yo, W to the pilot for making it out alive. And W to all the servicemen that went and got him out of there. W
American soldiers. Go get them, boys. Go get these motherfuckers. Go get them. Indeed. And, you know, you have the IRGC spokesman there, Trey, saying that they have new technology. And we have obviously, as we've been following this day after day, F-15E Strike Eagle goes down. We think, oh, goodness, do we not have the air superiority that we believe are being told by the Pentagon? But now, in the wake of this extraordinary rescue mission, flying in hundreds of special forces and aircraft to extract him.
There's a lot of third worlders in the chat today, boys. Happy Easter. Oh, I love these people. Why don't you go get them, guy? Because by the time I enlist and actually get out of boot camp in 2 or 3 months, this war's going to be over because a bunch of Neanderthals have been bombed back to the Stone Age. Does that upset you? How did Trump betray Americans? How did that happen? Surely you have information on this, yes? Oh, don't tell me you've been chirping and now that I pulled you up, you're not going to chirp anymore. Oh, I certainly hope that's not what just happened. He ran his whole campaign on no more wars. What's this?
And what's the message to
What's
Iran?
this?
Don't.
What's this here?
As President Biden said,
What's that?
Don't.
Exactly. One word. Pretty straightforward.
Kamala Harris on Iran, don't. Meanwhile, Donald Trump on Iran.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care. They've got to be stopped.
Seems like he kept his word.
98% of Canadians.
That's what it sounds like to me. That sure is what it looks like. Huh. That looks an awful look a lot like he kept his word for the Jews. Man, you just can't attack the argument, huh? You just got to call people names. You got to sit here and be dishonest with everything you do. Huh? You just can't help yourself, can you? It's in your nature, huh? The third world mentality. Getting your ass. Israel is your daddy. What the fuck? Go take your pills, man. Go take your pills. If you can afford them in your third world shithole, that is.
Canadian gun owners told their government to go.
Wrong thing. Whoops.
For murder rates.
And getting out without a single...
By the way, if you're new here, sub to the channel, hit like on the stream, helps out with views. Please hit like on the stream. Check out the channel membership. We're here every day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time, kicking ass and taking names, taking those fat W's since Trump got into office. So please stick around. Every little bit helps. Every time you show up and you view the stream, every time you stick around and hit like on the stream, anytime you sub to the channel or check out the membership, every tiniest little bit helps, boys.
U.S. casualty, it really may speak to we do have air superiority.
And thank you to everyone that has been sticking around, showing up, doing the channel membership. W all viewers.
To a tremendous degree.
Yeah, this U.S. military rescue operation will go down.
British Columbia. Here, let me help you with that.
In the history books as a successful operation that displayed not only the firepower,
I want people to let this sink in. Every time you comment on the stream, it gets more viewers. So those of you that don't think that saying something dumb in my comments, just click off of the page and hit do not recommend. That's all you got to do. Every time you comment, it helps me get more views.
Intelligence of the U.S. military. Remember, hundreds of U.S. forces landed south of the Iranian city of Isfahan undetected, and they were able to make their way to this U.S. crew member who was missing for nearly 48 hours, hiding in a mountain range, and ultimately rescue their colleague and get him out of enemy territory. The Iranians can say that they have air superiority. The reality is
pro-American trash. Bro, you in the wrong place. Hold on. Let the drunk pro-American trash... Oh, pro-American trash. Okay, yeah, no, W chatter. Oh, yeah.
Is quite different. U.S. forces not only were able to send in those special operators on the ground, but they were also watching from above. This was being monitored by...
Well, what I say isn't even trash. It's straight up shit-talking. It is straight up shit-talking.
President Trump and top U.S. generals
straight up shit talking.
And whenever Iranians approached this area where the crew member was hiding, they were struck. And this again speaks to the intelligence and how the United States was watching. The president made clear on True Social last night this U.S. crew member was never alone because the United States had this advanced technology, the beaker inside the suit of this individual, so that they could transmit their location to U.S. forces. The CIA was involved, these ground forces and special operators, along with dozens of U.S. military aircraft.
Yo, W United States military, W Donald Trump for getting this man home. Or a woman. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. It can't be a trans person because trans is no longer allowed in the United States military. W.
In Iran.
Sorry, but if you don't know what fucking gender you are and it changes every other day, then you probably should be just in a mental institution. Now, if you want to transition and fully transition, that's a different story, but some people are just mentally ill. I mean, let's be honest.
Deep inside enemy territory, and were able to take the fight to the Iranians and ensure that the suppression fire was accurate so these Iranians were not able to approach. Remember, the Iranians had put out a request for civilians in Iran and a reward of thousands of dollars if they could capture this U.S. crew member. And they were unable to do so because of the deception campaign that was waged by the CIA to make the Iranians think.
Man, look at these people, man. They don't even have IRGC soldiers. Just have random people trying to find this. That if y'all are wondering, because we've seen this quite a bit over the past 2 days. This is a video of them looking for the American soldier.
Think that this individual was already in U.S. hands.
You know what's funny? If you could tell the difference in American and Iran civilians
in Iran, and a reward of
based on the guns they have,
if they could capture,
I guarantee you. Oh, they have an AK. Okay, they have an AK. I was gonna say, like, if that was an American, like, you know, search squad trying to find an Iranian pilot in America, they would all have ARs or like etched firearms, like handguns that have like engraving on it or some shit. Like they'd have shotguns, they'd have all kinds of crazy stuff.
U.S. crew member, and they were unable to.
They'd probably be like fully suited and booted too. They'd probably have SWAT gear on.
So,
like bulletproof
of the
vests.
deception campaign that was waged by the CIA to make the Iranians.
You know, those might actually be IRGC members, because I don't think that Iran is allowed. I don't think the civilians are allowed to have firearms. I don't think they are.
This individual was already in U.S. hands. While that was taking place, a massive operation was underway at the highest levels of the U.S. military and government to send in these special forces undetected south of this major Iranian city where there are thousands of Iranian military structures.
No,
and they were able
it's not. Civilian firearm ownership in Iran is generally prohibited, making it one of the strictest, most restricted systems in the world. Holy shit. While rare, licenses exist for hunting or sports, private possession of handguns is highly restricted, and unauthorized ownership is punished with harsh prison sentences. So, yeah.
To ultimately rescue this U.S. crew member.
So that means that those guys are probably part of the IRGC.
Safely get not only the crew member, but all of these special operators out of Iranian territory.
So he was hiding somewhere in these mountains, which obviously he needed to do in order to not be captured by the people on the ground who were being told by the government, go get him, capture him. First they said kill him, then they said don't kill him, capture him, we want him alive. And they were offering $60,000 in bounty. But him hiding in these crevices in the mountains, one, had to have made it more difficult for the Americans to rescue him. And I want you to speak to that, Trey. But also,
let the video play without interruption. No, I'm not going to copy and paste their content. What do you mean? It's a reaction channel, man. I'm going to pause it as much as I want. If you don't like it, then find another channel. I want to do what I want. And what I want to do is pause it and shit talk someone like you. Deal with it. Cry about it. It ain't going to change.
So does this operation, I mean, Griff said, you know, this operation confirmed that we did have air superiority, but does it also
it's obvious we have air superiority. Just somebody with a missile launcher or some kind of pad got a lucky shot off.
That we had agents on the ground, spies who were helping our operators, or were our operators operating alone with just the help of that beacon or whatever was inside of his uniform?
That's a new one. As far as shit talking goes, that's a pretty good one. I've heard a lot. That was pretty good. Dude looks like a Jabba dressed up as a transitioning. That's a good one. That's a genuine, dude, props to that. If you didn't Google that and look up like insults or anything, that's probably the best one I've heard so far. No lie. That one's pretty good. Like, if you're going to insult me, at least be funny. That's pretty fucking funny, bro.
Speaks to the excellence of the U.S. military and their preparation for an event like this to take place. Thousands of U.S. and Israeli sorties have flown over the skies of Iran since Operation Epic Fury began. And this is the only incident of a U.S. fighter jet being shot down. And again, on Friday,
I love that question. What's your highest level of education? Do you have any real-world experience? Do I have any real-world experience? Well, now you're going to get the laundry list from the start. So I told my dad when I was 6 to fuck off. My mom beat the fuck out of me until I moved out of the house at 16. I got my own apartment by 19 or 18, couch hopping through high school. From there, I moved in with somebody else at the age of like 20 or 21 and got a motorcycle license. From there, I got into Walmart. Then from there, I went into the United States. Actually, whenever I was owning my apartment, I worked at Sonic. Got into Texas. Got into the moved to a new town. Got hired at Walmart. Stayed there for about a couple years, or maybe like a year and a half or so. Got into the United States Postal Service. Then from that job, I went in to be a school bus driver. Then from that job, I left that job to go to college and become a firefighter, EMT firefighter certified. And now I am here at the age of 31 as a full-fledged YouTuber. So, yeah, I'd say I have quite a bit of life experience. What's the matter? Are you mad because you can't judge someone based on how they look? I'm sorry. Maybe you should try attacking the argument. It might work better for you.
Was rescued by U.S. Special Forces, and overnight this U.S. crew member was rescued. It speaks to the ability of the...
What have you done with your life? What have you done with your life other than advocate for terrorism? Because I've put out fires and saved people's lives. What have you done? And I did that for a community of people that wasn't even my own community. I had to drive 45 minutes to get there. 45 minutes I had to drive at like 5 in the morning. I used to have to get up at 2 in the morning. So that way I was ready to get out the door by 3 or 4, 3:34 because of the congested roadways that I had to deal with. What have you done? What have you done for your community or your country? I certainly hope that advocating for terrorism is a side job and not your main job.
Americans to prepare for something that can happen during war, a plane being targeted. While much of Iran's air defense systems have been taken out as a result of the successful U.S. strikes, when they are able to shoot at U.S. planes, these special forces are waiting for the call to go in and rescue a colleague, like they did overnight with this U.S. crew member. But when you think about the details of this operation, it was an operation that used the highest levels of U.S. intelligence to launch this deception campaign, but also to locate where this crew member was and ensure that U.S. forces could get to him before the Iranians did. And when you think about what was taking place, the president was working through the day and night with top generals and military officials, understanding this was a race against the clock. This was not a simple mission. This was incredibly complex. But again, it speaks to the preparation of the U.S. military and the ability.
This is not a waste of money. This is not. This is an amazing thing that we're doing to the Iranian regime. I wish we'd do more of it. I wish these boys would drop bigger bombs on these IRGC members. That's what needs to happen. When you try to oppress a group of people by systematically genociding 45,000 of them, peaceful protesters that can't even get a firearm in their own country, and you rip their kids away because you made the average age to voluntarily enlist 12 years old. I'm sorry, but any country that thinks that a child at the age of 12 years old can make consenting decisions for the rest of their life, that country should probably just be on fire. Not necessarily most of the people, but the regime that has occupied that country, because that's what's happened. That regime needs to go. You've had your chance to make a paradise and you didn't. It's time for you to go bye-bye.
Of U.S. Special Forces to get in, to operate, and to get out. And that's exactly what we saw overnight.
Trey, we've all had a chance to cover different conflicts. This is a
unique... You know what's really American first? Killing a bunch of terrorists that have screamed death to America for 47 years and captured soldiers and POWs for 47 years and screamed death to America. If these people would have gotten their hands on the ability to encase that enriched 90% uranium that they had, I could almost promise you they would have used it on America.
One, to say the least. Just give us a sense from your...
They bombed their own allies the second we hit them. They immediately activated terrorist cells in this country.
Perspective, having covered so many interesting stories over the years, where does this one rank up there for you?
I think this sends...
Venezuela's not bordered with Israel. We went and got Maduro and changed their country. And you know who's next? Cuba. Cuba's not bordered with Israel. Fuck Israel. You want to preach death to American and Western culture and you catch a fucking missile up your ass? Well, I guess you had it coming, dickhead. Guess you had it coming.
To U.S. adversaries around the world, again, about the ability of the United States. Right now, there's a conflict that's been developing for more than a month.
Not to mention, look at all the economic good that Trump's done. I mean, not economic, but, man, what is that shit called? It's like, look at all the things Trump's done for nature. Look at all the new coral reefs. Over 120 new coral reefs in the ocean. Man, think about all the fish that are going to be in those coral reefs. Like, man, that's a good thing. You can't hate on that. I mean, sure, it'll be a little oily for a little bit, but I mean, let's be honest here.
Result of Iran's inability to come to the negotiating table with a good faith deal.
That's right. All them wonderful naval boats that are at the bottom of the ocean, man, give it a couple years. Those are going to be coral reefs. Think about all the fish food that's down there now, too. Shit. W. Trump, helping out nature.
Multiple times gave the Iranian regime an off-ramp before Operation Epic Fury began and even in recent days. And that's part of the reason that President Trump over the weekend issued a new warning to the Iranian regime to come to the table and make...
This isn't performative. This is actually what I think. This is actually what I think. I think that number one, ICE agents should go harder and be more aggressive. And I think that the fact that we're still in this war with Iran is just stupid. We should have just bombed them back to the Stone Age already. The fact that he's giving these people 2 more weeks to sit here and jerk off in their hand is disgusting, and we should just bomb the fuck out of them. The fact that he even gave these people 2 weeks is just stupid. You're not going to make a deal with these terrorists, man. You're not. Now, the Iranian people, I do feel real bad about a lot of them because they want this regime gone, but at the same time, they got to work with us, man. If they're not going to, and I get not taking up arms because you already had 45,000 people get genocide. I get that, but at the same time, if you don't step up, there's a good chance that a lot more are going to die. Like
reasonable concessions about their nuclear program and ballistic missile supply, or there will be consequences, according to the president and top officials that we've talked to in the region. But when you see the ability of
these past 2 weeks have been for civilians. They haven't been for the IRGC. They've been for the civilians. Because I guarantee you the next thing they're going to do is take the Strait of Hormuz, and then they're going to immediately bomb all the electrical infrastructure and the water filtration plants and the gas refinement facilities they have. Like, if they don't come to terms with what's going to happen to them in the next 24 hours, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
States to send in hundreds of special forces undetected by Iranian leadership in an area very close to a city that has military infrastructure belonging to the Iranian regime to get in, to rescue their colleague, and to get out. It, again, sends this message not just to the Iranian regime, but to adversaries around the world of the ability of the United States and the willingness of President Trump, when needed, to use the U.S. military to send a message of deterrence and to rescue anyone who is behind enemy lines. We saw that overnight, and we have seen that the past several weeks as Operation Epic Fury continues to decimate the Iran.
This guy heard that people are getting $7K for talking counterpoints for greater Israel, dropping gaming entirely, and started LARPing as a right-winger. Fuck Israel. You know what I think should happen to Israel if we leave and they don't follow what Trump is saying? Like if Trump is telling them not to nuke Iran and they nuke Iran, well, we should blow up Iran. I don't give a fuck about Israel. Fuck Israel. I don't give a fuck about Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't give a fuck about any of that. We're using an ally as a stepping stone to take out terrorism for the entire Middle East. You can sit here and shit talk and say whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I'm not collecting a big 7K fucking paycheck. I don't want that. I want to say what I think and what I, based on some actual experience, what I know and what I want to happen. My bad that I've got people congregating around me that feel the exact same way. You're in the wrong place, guy. I don't give a fuck about Iran. Oh, I do. I care about the IRGC. I do care about the Iranians that are obviously wrapped up in this bullshit. I don't give a fuck about Israel. You know why? Israel can hold their own. They have a military to protect them. These people that are in these shit huts because their country keeps them poor, and then they use that money to make bombs to blow up Americans. Yeah, I got a problem with that. I don't know if it's because you're just too smooth-brained to understand that, but I got a fucking problem with that, guy. I do. I don't give a fuck about Israel. Israel's a means to an end.
Iranian regime and the military infrastructure that this regime spent decades building.
Thank you, Trey. Great report.
Great report.
Before we move to our next guest, I just want to say this. You know, not enough credit has been given. I think we can't give enough credit to the President of the United States. Yesterday, when we saw.
If I was Israeli, maybe, but I'm American, and when I see outside my apartment, I say America fixed first. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Is that a nair? Is that a nair? Hold on. Why does one want to go to these countries, LOL? You know why we should go to these countries and fix their governments? It keeps their people from fleeing and coming to our country. Why band-aid it? Why continue to hemorrhage money on trying to keep these people from getting nukes and allowing these people to come to our country when we can just go to the source and fix the problem? Wouldn't that make more sense to go to these foreign countries and force regime change? Think about how much money we've had to spend over the past 47 years of blowing up scientists, blowing up fucking nuclear facilities, these fucking enriched uranium facilities. Think about how much money that we've spent on that. How many times we've had to hack their equipment to make sure they don't fucking do this. Like, think about that. This needed to be done. Anyone in the Middle East knew this needed to be done. Why do you think everyone's turning on Iran right now? Well, it's not just because they decided to bomb all their fucking allies. It's because they're crazy and no one wanted to deal with them.
Saw that this airman was missing. We all on the couch said, well, at least President Trump is in charge. We know he's not going to leave this man behind. And boy, he was up over.
Oh, we got an air. Bye-bye.
Overnight, reports have said he has never left his office. He's been tracking with the generals, with Pete Hegseth the entire time. And this is just notable because we're coming off of 4 years of a totally disengaged president to this. It's a remarkable daring rescue.
Right?
And only.
Yo, base, Trump be like, I don't get a third term. They already impeached me twice. Go ahead and test me.
A very, very confident president would take this kind of a risk, because this could have been an absolute disaster.
But it wasn't. You know why? Because we got the best military in the world. That's why. The people of NATO are going to be crying when America leaves NATO. How long do y'all think NATO is going to last if America leaves NATO? How long y'all think it's going to last? Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and then it's going to fall apart. And that's if they're lucky. Ooh, what do we got this?
Meanwhile, we have some breaking news to get to. President Trump making his first comments this morning on the daring rescue mission. He just posted moments ago to Truth Social.
Every bit of shit talking that Trump says towards the IRGC is completely deserved. He earned that shit.
Saying, we have rescued the seriously wounded and really brave F-15 crew member officer from deep inside the mountains of Iran. The Iranian military was looking hard in big numbers and getting close. He is a highly respected colonel. This type of raid is seldom attempted because of the danger to man and equipment. It just doesn't happen. The second raid came after the first one, where we rescued the pilot in broad daylight. Also unusual, spending 7 hours over Iran. An amazing show of bravery and talent by all. We'll be having a news conference with the military at the Oval Office on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
How much y'all want to make a bet that when Trump got the word that they know where the military guy was at, Trump was like, get him out. Whatever it takes, get him out. Rain hell.
God bless our great military warriors. So there's the president speaking out for the first time.
Apparently there was one hell of a firefight when they were getting him out of there.
We knew about the dare.
But big surprise to nobody, not a single American soldier died. Man.
Daring, bold, dangerous level that this rescue, both of them, entailed.
Yeah, you know, this administration, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and of course...
A lot of veterans are saying that, too. Like, you realize that the Ayatollah was funding this terrorism all over the Middle East. Hamas, the Taliban, like, they were funding all of the most, if not all of the terrorist organizations that were in the Middle East. Like, these people were the reason why we ended up in Iraq. I've heard a lot of veterans that came back from the war in Iraq, Afghanistan saying that too, of like, yeah, we were just killing they were killing the peons. They weren't killing the head of the snake. And I believe them. I mean, what better person to know better whenever you serve 20 years on the ground in Iraq and Afghanistan than the people that were there? Like, their own communities are going to tell you where they are, who is doing what. It's obvious.
Our president have set the bar very high for daring rescue missions.
No
I mean,
question.
here we are just off of the Maduro, you know, impeccably executed capture. Then we had the pilot who was rescued, again, under very unusual circumstances, as you said, in daylight. And then this one lost.
What about the crime in your own cities increasing or decreasing? More drug addicts or less? U.S. military has way faster jets. Oh, okay. You're not talking to me, I don't think. Yeah, you're not talking to me.
Pilot who found his way into the mountains there in Iran, in the heart of enemy territory, with the Iranian regime placing a bounty on his head of up to $60,000, with all these Iranians searching for him, looking for him. He hides in these crevices, And somehow our amazing military is able to go in and capture them. And we have to thank our president for this Easter miracle, because he has not left the Oval Office. He is just clued in and determined to get him out. And boy, it happened.
It happened. And what's interesting, you heard Brent Sadler, if you were watching earlier, talk about the debacle in the desert, lay those, 46 years ago, all the way back in 1980.
Yeah.
And so, you know, these things can go south,
Yes,
obviously,
they can.
very, very quickly. And we had great concern here on the couch, as I'm sure millions of Americans did.
Sucks.
What would happen?
That's awful to hear. I bet that took a while to recover from, didn't it? That sucks, man. It's like something like that alters your life, bro. That sucks. The EMT in me is like, dude, I don't even want to imagine what the recovery was for that. Bro, W soldier, man. You definitely built different. Bro took a traumatic brain injury and lived from a rocket. I spent 3 years in active combat, and this replacement, and his replacement when enemies still alive. Easy to applaud victory. We will see, is it? So our politicians can make billions for what? Nothing. I agree with you on that. The war in Iraq and Afghanistan was the United States replacing the Taliban with the Taliban for the military-industrial complex. That's what it was. It was a way for a few people at the top to make billions. And you know what happened to some of those people? They're in jail now for a very, very long time. I get your frustration and fear of the war. I get it. But if you had a chance to get your comeuppance from bombing the fuck out of the people that did this without having to lose any Americans, wouldn't you take that? I know I would. I know I definitely would. Think about how many of your fellow servicemen and countrymen that you had to watch die on the field. How many of them feel the exact same way? You know, like,
if the Iranians happened to catch this particular Wizzo and then paraded him out.
What they did in Iraq and Afghanistan was a complete fucking failure of the United States soldiers and American people. There was no reason for us to be there for 20 years. I will never claim that the Iraq-Afghanistan war was a good thing for anybody. It was a complete fucking shit show. It was a fucking disgrace. But now we have the opportunity to make this right. And I think this is a damn good start.
For the world to see it. Instead, we wake up this morning to fantastic news that the American military...
Think about how many servicemen have died since this started. We've had a total of 20? And that's overestimating? We've been there for a month and we've lost 20 people. And W service members for giving their lives for this. That is not a small thing at all. Even if they've been wounded. W service members. Every time I hear of new service members, I always pull them up and honor the dead. Trump always shows up. How many presidents do you know that will show up whenever their members show up in coffins and stand there and salute them while they're being transported? The loss of life is not a small thing. But think about how many more lives we can save by making sure this ends.
I thought Trey Yanks really nailed it in his last report. The coordination, the collaboration that it takes to pull off something like this is nothing short of extraordinary, and it is fantastic news and indeed an Easter miracle.
Yeah, and you mentioned Trey Yanks. With that, let's go to Trey live in Tel Aviv with the very latest. And Trey, we understand you have brand new reporting from a senior official. What can you tell us?
Yeah, guys, good morning. I just spoke with a senior U.S. official who provided...
Their time's coming to an end, and they're trying everything they can including propaganda pushing in YouTube comments to advocate for this. I've been seeing the exact same style of comments popping up on other streamers as well. These people are fighting a very, very, very big mountain uphill battle, and they are fucking losing, and they know it. They know they're losing.
Details on the intelligence behind the scenes to rescue this U.S. service member. The official telling Fox News it wasn't until Saturday morning that the CIA was able to confirm the location and that this was the
Well, now I'm hearing like I was told that he got rescued on Friday. What happened to that? Like, what?
They were trying to rescue. There was concern among the American government that this was an Iranian campaign to try and lure in U.S. forces.
It was obviously that's what that was. It was obvious that's what that was. That was fucking obvious. Of course it was.
Ultimately attack them. I understand.
And you want to make a deal with these people? No, fuck that, dude. No.
It's official that on Saturday morning, the CIA was able to locate and confirm the individual, at which point the plan went into motion. The CIA director made sure that the U.S. Secretary of War, the Joint Chiefs Chairman, and the President himself were aware. And I'm told that within 8 hours, U.S. planes were on their way to Iran, and within 12 hours, there were boots on the ground.
This dude is wearing the same damn clothings, and you guys listen to this. You know why they listen to me? It's because they relate to me. That's why they listen to me. Because I'm not sugarcoating everything. I'm saying it like it is. Incels. See, like, so what about the argument? So what about my argument? Can you give me a counter argument to it? Hold on, wait a minute. Would you say that blowing up terrorists is a good or a bad thing? Is blowing up terrorists a good or a bad thing? How's it going, Alex? Where? Ah, damn, I didn't even see what he looked like. Oh. Oh. Oh, we can't say anything nice, huh? You can't even answer the argument. All you can do is sit there and continue to try and insult me, and then get fucking censored by YouTube because you're saying shit you shouldn't be saying. Company hire and train people his age. For some reason, I relate to him and want to listen to him because he is us. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this for everybody that's been bullied and censored on the internet or in real life. There's a lot of people that watch my stream every day and don't sub to the channel because they're scared that family members are going to find out. They're scared of being alienated from their friends or being bullied. They're terrified of it.
To rescue this U.S. crew member.
And it's crazy that they prove my point every time they get in my comments and they say stupid shit. They get in my comments and they immediately threaten me. They're like, oh, you're a kid, you're this, you're that. And it's like, it's the same fucking comment. It's the same few comments. You guys can't attack the argument. I can understand. We're not gonna line up with everything, okay? It's gonna happen. I'm gonna butt heads with my chat, even the people that agree with me sometimes. It was like that with Renee Good shooting. A lot of people were like, no, I did this, and I was looking at 7 different angles of the same shit saying, no, that bitch tried to run him over. That's definitely what happened. I definitely think so. Some people butted heads with me then. And you know what ended up happening? I was right.
As all of this was taking place,
It's going to happen.
there was a
I'm going to be wrong sometimes too. I'm not a robot. I was wrong about the Egyptian thing earlier today. I thought the fucking pyramids were built by slaves. They weren't. They were paid, and they were apparently well respected as well. I didn't know that. Happens. But I can tell you right now, this war is cooked.
scenes. I'm told by this U.S. official that the
I can
CIA
look at this and
leaked
say,
through multiple
if you got handguns and you're shooting at helicopters, brother, you cooked.
sources, they were trying to move a valuable package out of the country through a maritime exfil. This was meant to draw the Iranian army away from this area where the U.S. crew member was located. Ultimately, this was successful, and as a result, this was a historic operation that combined both U.S. intelligence and the military ability on the ground to get this U.S. crew member out of enemy territory. As all of this was taking place, remember, the Americans understood...
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. If I didn't have the common sense that I had as a child, I'd have been naturally selected years ago, okay? Yeah, I've done some dumb shit, sure. But I didn't do anything that was going to get me naturally selected other than firefighting, I mean.
What would happen if the Iranians were able to close in and capture this U.S. service member, a crew member in the F-15 that was shot down?
But I did that so damn well that I actually scared some of the captains. Like, some of the captains didn't want to work with me because of how aggressive my firefighting was. It's kind of like I know that a lot of you have obviously worked in workplaces, and you'll have that supervisor that's like building you up bullshit, but what they're doing is bullying you. No matter what you do, you'll never be good enough for their eyes. I had someone like that dip out on a shift where he was supposed to be the captain of the shift. Bro dipped the fuck out, and he had been bullying somebody that I was part of in the academy. That person was with me through the entire academy, and we got hired together, and that person was already trying to get located to a different time frame because of him being bullied. Bro roached out on me. Roached completely out. $2, by the way. Bro roached the fuck out. Wait, I wish everyone here everyone have a fantastic Easter. I ain't gonna wish nobody motherfucking happy holidays. This ain't Walmart. This is a Christian country that speaks English. Happy Easter to everybody. God bless America. I'm not a big religious person. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of borderline atheist, but I do believe there may be a higher power out there. I do. But I'm not gonna sit here and refuse to say Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving and Happy Easter. I'm not doing that, dude. I'm not doing that.
On Friday, they know what happens when prisoners are taken.
I grew up with that, and I'm going to keep saying that. And if you got a problem with that, then go to your own country.
In Iran, they are paraded through the streets. They use them for propaganda purposes.
Now, if you are celebrating other religions, you know, good on you. I'm not hating. But here in my culture, it's Happy Easter. Now, I'm going to say Happy Easter. Now, you can use that universally for anything. And I do mean that for anything, but I'm going to say it's pretty much Happy Holidays, but for me, it's going to be Happy Easter. It's just interchangeably.
Spoke to just how sensitive this operation was and why it was so important to get not only the intelligence right, but also to have the special...
Man, God bless all y'all patriots in the chats that show up. Sub to the channel, by the way. Sub to the channel. Hit the like button on the stream if you can. If you can't, and you don't want people to know that you're watching, go to the history, and you can remove it by hitting the 3 dots. You can remove the stream. It won't fuck up the watch hours or anything, so don't worry about me. If you got to hide that you're watching the stream in fear of being alienated or bullied by any family members or friends, I get it. It's okay. I get it. You're the silent majority. And guess who put Trump in office? The silent majority. So, I get it. It's okay. Don't feel bad. Check out the channel membership as well. We have a channel membership that has exclusive emotes that I made myself. I don't have an editor. I do everything myself. And we're here every day, 7 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Every single day, all 7 days, even on Easter. So please stick around.
Forces prepared and in place to enter into enemy territory south of the city of Isfahan.
Oh, I love making I make content off of trolls crying, dude. It's the best feeling in the world.
They conduct this operation.
And I do advocate in my comments, by the way, on any video, on any stream, if you want to call these people out directly, use their username, do the @ and then their username, and you can call. I want this, by the way. I want y'all to call these people out in the comments. Make them as uncomfortable as you have been. Because let's be honest here, the past 4 years has been very uncomfortable for a lot of patriots and Americans. And it's time they get a taste of their own medicine. Do not threaten these people. That's my job. That's my job. Don't call them names either. That's my job. You poke holes in their arguments.
That led to this U.S.
Make
crew
them
member
uncomfortable.
being safely evacuated from Iranian territory. So again, a lot of moving parts here, but Fox News can report, according to a senior U.S. official, that on Saturday morning, the CIA was able to locate and confirm where the U.S. service member was, just south of the city of Isfahan, and that is when this plan...
That's right, just like fucking Swiss cheese, boys. Just like Swiss cheese.
With those U.S. forces headed into Iranian territory to successfully evacuate their colleague. Guys?
Trey, you mentioned, which I found fascinating, that at one point they weren't sure if whatever that beacon was in his, that was signaling to the United States.
I believe he was in Tel Aviv. No, he's in Israel. No, he is in Tel Aviv. That's why. Big city, I mean, it's a big city.
This was indeed the person that it could. I mean, you can imagine you find a body or a live airman, and you could take that off and put, just make people think it's an American, but it's actually Iranians who have captured him. There's a lot of Americans right now waking up this Easter morning just hearing about this miracle. Could you break down for us a little more the operation? Where
W United, dude, Trump has been taking them fat W's since he got it. Dude, the second this man took office, he has been dismantling DEI and woke and fraud. Trump has been on a roll the past year and a half. Goddamn, you may not like him, but shit, is it hard to dislike him at this point? Seriously, bro, what a great Easter to wake up and know that our president was up all fucking night getting our airmen back. Bro, he's got my vote. I'll vote for Trump till the day I die. I don't give a fuck. I never voted. I've been 31 years old and I never felt like there was a candidate that I would vote for Trump. He better fix this shit in the Middle East and bring our soldiers home.
They think, he was in these mountains, how they found him, just the whole complex operation that it took to get this man out of there.
Yeah, Fox News has learned that this U.S. crew member was on the side of a mountain ridge, and despite having this beacon that all pilots and crew members have in case their planes are shot down, again, there was concern in the U.S. government and intelligence apparatus that this was an Iranian trap. And that is why it took time to confirm not only the location, but that this was indeed the U.S. service member who was lost inside enemy territory.
Man, there sure is a lot of people up in here, huh? Man, you in the wrong comments. You in the wrong comments trying to push that. You know why Jesus prayed to Allah? Because y'all's book was made after. Oh, how convenient for you that your book, it literally says this. And it doesn't even, even if it was made before, does it specifically say Jesus? I've never read, what is this part of the Quran or something? What is that? You want to talk about false prophets? Well, what about the guy that they were praising that was a cardboard cutout? Wait, hold on, where'd that come from? Goof-ass kid, well, you're banned. Banned. Happy Easter, did you see your president? Lovely tweet. I did. I don't really care what it means. So what, the Allah prayed to himself? What the fuck? That's crazy. So God prayed to, this is why I never really understood what, like, the religious thing. It's so weird. Read it aloud to see it. To see what? Read what out loud? Am I gonna pull out a fucking book and read that shit? Perfect timing for PR. Pretend it was a MAGA. Maybe that will help your perspective. When you flee, trained cops chase them. He was justifying executing citizens. Trained cops and children are tight to move out of the front of the car. The flag was flown half-staff for a podcaster, but not for our fallen soldiers. For the non-war, I got to duck because it's under my camera. Tariffs too appointed by Trump. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know. Constantly calling someone a name, making a good argument. Please explain. Where's it at? Yeah, ban people who make and are good who. Well, since you've seen anybody making a good argument, who did I ban that had a good argument? Because I haven't banned anybody since I pulled up the chat. Jesus was a Jew, I don't give a fuck about religion, bro. I've suffered way too much in my life, and I've been punched by my mother one too many times to pray to an imaginary friend. If you're here thinking that I'm going to get all worked up over religion, you're in the wrong place. I'm in somebody else's house, meaning that if a lot of people that view my streams are Christian members, I'm probably going to cater to them. And you know what? I like the Christian culture. I like the culture that it is because it's Western culture for the most part. You're in the wrong place, man. It's not me you got to worry about. It's the other people in my chat that make a circle before they go into war. I've seen it. As a fireman, I've seen a lot of firefighters make a prayer circle before they go fight fires or start their day. I admire it. I do. It's incredibly inspiring. It's not me you gotta worry about, guy. But by all means, who am I banning? Who am I banning that's brought up a good argument? Religion and culture are two different things. About Trinity and always said pray to not more but the Father, yet Christians happy to Paul. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've heard a lot of I don't hear a lot of Christians trying to oppress people. I mean, maybe back in the fucking the Crusade era, sure, but I think they learned their lesson. But you didn't really answer my question. I'll give you one more chance, and if the next thing you type isn't an answer to my question, I'm gonna perma you. Nope, that's the wrong person. Wait, is this the same person? You're a clown. Yeah, here due to childhood trauma. Check it out. No, I'm here because the government that was supposed to make sure that its citizens was taken care of failed me. It's a relation that you don't seem to get as a third worlder. I'm relating to people because we've all been practically abused by the system that was supposed to be helping us. There's nothing worse than when you're forced to take ADHD pills for 18 years of your life, and then you're forced to get off of them because you're borderline homeless. Yet, we bust in a bunch of migrants, illegals, into our country, give them a place to stay, give them food, give them water, give them health care, give them transportation. It's a slap in the face to every veteran and every family that has a veteran in it and every American that has lived in this country for hundreds of years. It's called being relatable. And there's a lot of Americans and a lot of other people in other countries that are going through this right now, where their government systems are being abused and taken advantage of by a bunch of third worlders. That's why people stick around to watch me. And they also stick around because I'm mostly right about everything.
Territory. Once that confirmation was made by the CIA, I am told it was communicated to all relevant parties, including the Secretary of War.
And you know why else? It's because I don't have to call people names to do oh, that's racist. Man, victims know. You do know that's racist, right? That's hate speech. So we're just going to go ahead and report you on stream. Hate speech and graphic violence. Hide user from channel. He's going to take a suspension now. I look forward to laughing at it. Where did that other person go? There was another person. There was another person. Where did they go? There we go. LOL, they took your addies away. LOL, crybaby. I don't know if you know how medication works, but whenever you're beaten if you're not taking a medication because you're just not able to sit still, and then you're removed from that medication, it fucks your brain up. It fucks the chemical balance of your entire body up. That's why I bring it up, dipshit. Like I said, I don't have to attack somebody's looks. I don't have to attack somebody's culture. I don't have to attack somebody's religion. I'll just attack what they're saying. I'll tear their argument apart. Did Trump help you get your ADHD pills? No. I've been paying out of pocket for a long time. MAGA coined the term snowflake. Now they can't handle it? Really? I'm waiting for you to say how Trump got you ADHD meds. He didn't. He didn't. I've had to pay out of pocket. Are you a minor? If so, ignore the hateful comments. What the fuck? Who sent the soldier there? Oh, the hell you talking about? Oh, thanks for the 10 jewels. Not ADHD meds. They are made to be on and off. It's not a antidepressant LMA. You do know they have continual release capsules, right? Oh, band. It's Vyvanse. I take Vyvanse. They have continuous capsules. They've always had continuous capsules that give releases throughout the day. Goes to show what you know.
Pete Hegseth, the Joint Chiefs Chairman, and the President himself.
Don't you just love it?
And again, Fox News can report that within 8 hours, planes were on their way to Iran. Within 12 hours, there were boots on the ground with hundreds of special forces taking part in this operation to locate and then safely exfiltrate the U.S. service member who was in that plane that was shot down on Friday. Remember, the pilot of the F-15 was evacuated by U.S. Special Forces on Friday. I'm told that the president was closely involved in this.
I used to take Concerta. My ADHD is so fucking bad. I used to have to take 54 and 27 milligrams of Concerta at the same time. It was a brown pill and it was a silver pill. I used to have to take them both at the same fucking time. That's how much my dosage was.
Entire operation, and ultimately he was the one.
Whenever they did the test on me, the doctor looked at my mom and said that this is the worst case of ADHD she's ever dealt with in her professional history. And she was like, she had been doing it for like 20, 30 years. I can't do shit without my pills. Like, I get so tired and I can't do a goddamn thing. And it has to do with my brain chemistry being fucked up from taking pills. Taking the medication that they forced me to take my whole childhood.
Ordered these special forces to go into Iranian territory south of the city of Isfahan.
So you think I might know something whenever I say giving puberty blockers to children is a bad idea? You think I might know a little something about it, huh?
And ultimately rescue their colleague. It was a very complex operation. It didn't go perfectly, but there were contingency plans in place, and that is the reason that U.S. forces were able to get in and successfully get out. Again, understanding that there were real concerns that the Iranians could have been trying to lay a trap to lure in U.S. forces. But once that confirmation was made, ultimately the decision was ordered by the president himself to send in these special forces and rescue their colleague. We should also talk, though, again about this broader deception campaign. There were many moving parts here, and we know, according to Iranian state media, that a reward was offered.
What? Regarding the award, Trump has opened a Pandora's box and is struggling to close it. Those hand rifles ended up getting at least 5 expensive planes to get destroyed and many soldiers injured. Making is that the Christians are not following what Jesus said or did. Well, it doesn't matter. If we've got a bunch of religious people here that aren't hurting anybody, they're not advocating for taking over another race of people. They're not trying to bomb people. They're not trying to hurt people. As far as I'm concerned, they're all right in my book. I don't give a fuck what they believe in. Regarding the war, Trump has opened a Pandora's box and is struggling to close it. Those hand rifles, you mean handguns? Handguns? It's just called a rifle. If you're referring to a rifle, typically you're referring to like an AR or like a bolt action. If you're saying handgun, typically people are referring to like a pistol. Ended up getting at least 5 expensive planes to get destroyed and many soldiers injured. You do realize that they were only able to shoot down 1 plane, right? Maybe 2. I think they also took out a Warthog right after they took out the F-15. They haven't been able to shoot down an F-35 for obvious fucking reasons. It's the most advanced plane in the world. And the other planes crashed, and I think that was 1, 2, so 3 total. And the crazy part is that the other 2 pilots were rescued, and then 20 or 48 hours later, the pilot in the plane that just crashed got rescued today. They've killed thousands of IRGC and destroyed thousands, like 15,000 targets. Think about how many boats we've blown up and made into coral reefs. How many planes they've blown up out of the sky. They own the airspace. What Pandora's box is there to open? We managed to extract that soldier out after a one hell of a firefight without losing a single American soldier. Bro, you ain't winning that. You can get mad all you want.
For Iranian civilians to try and capture this crew member. And there were conversations, I am told, in Washington about what could happen if ultimately this man was captured by enemy forces. And that really led to the pressure and the concern. This official telling me there was a lot at stake here, because they know that if they were not successful on an intelligence and a military level in this operation, ultimately it could have led to disaster. There could have been a U.S. service member in the hands of the Iranian regime who would have been paraded through the streets, used for propaganda purposes. And that
Exactly. It's war. There's going to be casualties. The real question is, how many have you taken compared to the U.S.? We've lost. And now every single soldier that loses their lives is awful. But we've only lost a handful of people. And we have 2 point, I think it was like 2.1. How many soldiers do we have in the military as the U.S.? We have 1.3 million soldiers. You haven't even taken out a percentage. You're not doing shit, man. I'm sorry, but
just how high level this operation was and just how precise the U.S. intelligence and military operation behind the scenes had to be to ensure that this was a successful.
I watched. I think it was I'm actually not sure if it was an F-15 or an F-35 now. F-35. Which is older, an F-15 or an F-35? I think it was an F-15. I think it was an F-15 because it didn't look as bulky. Yeah, the watching an F-15 take off whenever we were doing a call as a fire department to like an airport. We had to like airlift somebody up out of there. Watching that thing take off was magical. It was beautiful. I'm not even gonna lie. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Operation.
Or you could have.
They obviously didn't airlift the guy out. It was just it just so happened to be at the airport. Okay, it just so happened to fucking be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't underestimate the danger. We're talking about perhaps 100. We don't know exactly how many operators are actually on the ground to affect this particular rescue. So that's also an important element of the story. I also want to ask you about the collaboration between the U.S. military and our partners in the region, Trey. I think a lot of people don't understand the importance, not just
Hey, man, if you sell that thing, you can collect all the income you want from it. If that's what you want to do, man, you can do that. You ain't hurting my feelings. If you want to, and this goes to anybody that's watching the streams, if y'all want to clip my shit and post it on y'all's own channel, go for it, man. Even the haters out there. You know why? Because what's going to happen is the same thing that happens to Asmongold. You're going to post a clip out of context. You're going to come here and realize that it wasn't out of context. And you're going to be a hater that turns into somebody that follows. That's why.
Airspace, but again, that intelligence.
Hey, go for it, guys. I ain't going to stop y'all. Do whatever y'all want. Go for it. You ain't going to get no copy strikes from me.
Sharing that makes a massive difference to affect a rescue like this.
Yeah, earlier today I spoke with a senior Israeli official asking about the involvement of the.
Oh, are you mad? Are you mad? Join an STFU. Shut the fuck up. Nah, I'm good, man. By the time I actually get through boot camp and eventually get assigned somewhere, we're going to be over.
Israelis in this operation. And they once again credited the United States military and the intelligence apparatus that led to the successful exfiltration of this U.S. service member from Iran. But they said also in part, quote, when you watch an operation like that unfold in real time, the distinction between their pilot and our pilot becomes less relevant. The expectation is the same. You bring him home.
Sub to the channel. If you're new here, sub to the channel. We're here every day, 7 a.m. to 8:30. Dude, where are these numbers coming from? 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Where are these numbers coming from? Where are they coming from? I don't get it.
The reality on the ground. U.S. and Israeli forces are flying side by side over the skies of Iran. U.S. and Israeli intelligence are working hand in glove to ensure that Operation Epic Fury is successful. And again, there were contingency plans in place for something like this happened, with the F-15 being shot down on Friday. And there will be difficult days ahead. We've heard from the president himself and from the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. But the reality is that the United States is decimating the Iranian regime. They are
obviously. We have how many Fox News videos have I reacted to on this channel that have in the backdrop the United States tactically bombing vehicles and blowing them up? And how many pieces of news has Iran published on Twitter that are AI made of them capturing a B-2 bomber? Even most recently, the fucking the pilot, the airman, being AI generated in a room surrounded by Iranian people, chained up. The fucking the USS Abraham Lincoln getting blown up prior to us getting there. They were showing videos of like flags, American flags in the water and blown up ships. Man, that's crazy that all they seem to keep doing is talking about themselves. That's crazy. Because a lot of that shit just seems like bullshit, and big surprise it is.
Systematically taking out military targets day in and day out. Each and every hour, there are U.S. fighter jets over the skies of Iran. And despite the fact that you hear Iranian officials trying to claim that they have control over the skies of their country.
Dude, it's totally a joke. The fact that the richest man in the world had to make a statement saying that he is censoring the spread of the AI misinformation because of the war in Iran was the dude, like the slap in the face to the people that are posting those AI videos was just golden. It was just golden, bro.
Last night is a great example showing how they do not have that control. Hundreds of U.S. Special Forces on the ground inside of Iran conducting this high-level operation. And this is in addition to the thousands of sorties flown by U.S. and Israeli jets over the skies of Iran that continue not just to target Iranian leadership, air defense systems.
Yeah, happy Easter, everybody. God bless everybody. I hope y'all all are having a great weekend. Seriously, make sure that when we in-stream today, we're not going to be doing the fishies today. We're going to start doing that again tomorrow. We'll do that 5 days a week. We'll have that little calm period, but make sure y'all go out there and stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid. Stay safe on Easter, man.
Production lines and many of the military structures that are allowing the Iranian regime to attack U.S. forces and allies across the region. And so while Iran may continue to launch missiles and drones at Gulf countries and at Israel, the reality is they no longer have the production capabilities that they had before Operation Epic Fury. And even if this operation
were to Slipknot. I love Slipknot. Slipknot, the band is so good.
And today,
I love Papa Roach. I love Slipknot. I love Drowning Pool. I love Breaking Benjamin. I love all those. I recently got into, oh my God. Nefex is also somebody that I listen to. If y'all are ever wondering what the music is for the stream, Nefex has a partner with the partner program, so I'm able to use their music. His music I listened to prior to becoming a partner at YouTube, and I was so happy whenever his music was on here. I listened to Eminem. I listened to Amori. It's Omri. He's got one called Save Me. It's so good. I listened to Cell Dweller. I listened to Motionless in White. I listened to Disturbed. I'm a 90s child, bro. I'm a 90s child. I like my metal. I used to listen to Evanescence, but then I found out she was a bitch to Breaking Benjamin, and I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I listened to Nightwish. A lot of y'all don't know what Nightwish, but those of y'all that do, you know.
Set back decades in their ability to threaten U.S. interests across the Middle East.
This operation will be studied for decades to come.
There was another one called Rob Bailey in the Hustle Standard. He has a song called Fire. Bro, I would get a hell of a pump in whenever I was at the fire station in the gym listening to that song. That song goes fucking hard.
colleges here in the U.S. Let me just ask you quickly, for our viewers just waking up, learning all these details, you mentioned earlier it didn't go 100% to plan. I think you're referencing the fact that one of our aircraft had issues and then had to be destroyed so that technology would not fall into Iranian hands?
Reports do indicate at least one American transport plane malfunctioned just south of the city of Isfahan and was ultimately destroyed.
I haven't heard a lot of Slayer. There's a lot of bands that like it. It's the same thing for me with YouTube. It's kind of a thing for me. Like whenever I start listening to a band, I'll like listen to them, and then I just won't listen to anything else. So like, you know, if you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand. But like, it's kind of I do the same thing with YouTube. I don't really expand and sub to a lot of people, even though I have, but it's mostly music. So, like, it took me a while to start listening to other things. So, there's a lot that I missed out on. But you have to realize is that I listened, whenever I was growing up, when we had electricity, I learned about Drowning Pool from the Punisher movie. We didn't have TV. We had DVDs. I learned about Drowning Pool in the Punisher movie. The song that sparked it all wasn't even from the Punisher movie, but it was from The One. If you've seen the movie The One, the Blood Brothers song that plays in the fight scene towards the end of the movie fucking drew me to it like fly on shit. I don't know what it is with that song, but that song is so good to me. I don't know why. And then like the fight scene being like thematically timed up with that song was so fucking good. And then Let the Bodies Hit the Floor by Drowning Pool at the very beginning, whenever there's that fight scene where he's shooting in the air duct and then he pops out of the air duct and starts beating the shit out of him, and it went slow-mo, had me sold. Had me sold. And then the song, whenever they're in the ambulance that he's listening to prior to the guy putting the gun to his head, that song was, what was that song? It was, Sinner by Drowning Pool. And then the song at the very end during the outro was, Papa Roach. What was that song? It was, Cut My Life Into Pieces. That movie made me who I am today. Those were the songs that I grew up with.
Part of a larger contingency plan that the United States military had. When you're sending hundreds of special forces deep into enemy territory, it's never simple. And we have seen that around the world when you look at the ability of the U.S. military on an intelligence.
It was last resort, wasn't it? It was last resort. It wasn't. Oh my God. Yes, it was last resort.
Front, it is unmatched. And the official that I spoke with earlier in the United States indicated that this operation could not have been done by any other military in the world.
I love Stupefy. And another one was, oh my fucking God. Another one that was played in The One was the, oh my God. Bro. Oh my God. It played during the breakout scene at the very beginning of the film, where he's in the chair and he's chained to the chair, and then the lady like blows up the thing using the rat. It's the most common Disturbed song. Oh my God, what was it called?
It took, according to this official, the leadership of President Trump, the CIA, the Department of War, and others working together to ensure that this U.S. service member was safely extracted from enemy territory, understanding that if this...
Down with the sickness. Down with the sickness.
Operation was unsuccessful, it would have been a disaster and this U.S. service member could have fallen into the hands of the Iranian regime. And so, again, this just speaks to the coordination that was happening behind the scenes. And again, Fox News can report that on Saturday morning, the CIA was able to locate and confirm this U.S. service member in a mountain ridge south of the city of Isfahan. And that is when the appropriate calls were made to relevant parties, including the Secretary of War, the Joint Chiefs Chairman, and the President himself, who ultimately ordered this operation. And within 12 hours,
I know one song out of that whole list you just said. I know, I'm not one song, one band, and that's Slipknot. I know Gideon, isn't he like a big, like, isn't that like a, oh my God, YouTuber or something like that?
There were U.S. special forces on the ground inside of Iran rescuing this U.S. service member.
Yes.
Behind enemy lines. Incredible reporting.
I know Korn. I know Korn. I listen to Korn. Korn's good shit. That's good shit. Korn is really good. I really like, oh my God. There's one song particularly that I love by Korn. Korn, biggest hits. Korn, biggest hits. It's like falling apart or falling away. It does like that kind of beat. I don't know how to do it. Like you can do it justice, but
hey, thank you.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you so much, Trey.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
Is it falling away? I think it's falling away.
Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews.
Yo, man, those are my songs. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't think I've ever heard an Eminem song that I didn't like. Straight up. I would be completely honest. I don't think I've heard a single Eminem song that I didn't like. I haven't listened to any of the newer stuff, but everything up until Godzilla, I listened to it. I didn't dislike a single one of his songs.
Risk, because this could have been an absolute disaster, and it wasn't.
You bet. The risk couldn't be higher. With that, let's bring in retired Navy captain and former Pentagon official.
Enough music talk. It's time to get back to business, because we only got a little bit longer left, I think. Yeah. I love that I love that Fox is talking about this a whole bunch, by the way.
Brent, good morning. Happy Easter to you. We have been calling this rescue an Easter miracle all morning, and you may have just heard Trey Yingst, a reporter in Tel Aviv, laying out the complexity of all the components that came together, from the special operators on the ground to the aircraft.
I've heard a lot of good things about Metallica. I don't think I've just sat down and tried to listen to their music, though.
And to the CIA deception plan, what is your take on what we are now learning about?
Yeah, happy Easter, and we have much to be thankful for. The last time the U.S. military tried something like this was almost 26 years ago in Operation Eagle Claw to rescue over 50 American hostages that had been held for over 400 days at the time in April of 1980. Again, in Iran, but that ended in disaster. It resulted in a lot of inward introspection of the military, the creation of Special Forces Command, as well as what we have today, the joint service that we appreciate, and the integrated military service operations that we benefit from. And
there's no mountain they would have hid that soldier in that we wouldn't have cracked open and extracted him from. I could promise you that. There is not a single mountain that the United States military couldn't crack open and get him out alive in. I said that on Friday too. I was like, it doesn't matter what shit shack they pull this soldier to. There is not a day in this world where the United States government doesn't completely blow up the town that he's in and then crack open that shed. Not a single day.
Is, I think, a reflection of that. So, very complex mission. Again, I want to double down on a message that Trey Yingst was talking about, and that is that this demonstrates to the Iranian leadership that we can get anywhere that we so choose and hold ground as long as we desire to accomplish a mission. Isfahan does have...
That's right, John Wick that shit, man. Get that guy out of there, man.
Nuclear sites, and has been the target of attacks in the past. These operations occurred not too far from there. The message should also be, not only can we rescue our pilots, but we can also go to where we...
There are some... another one is... damn. I'm not a big country fan. And it's like rap, pop, rock mostly. I like stuff that like gets my blood pumping. You know, like whenever I listen to a song, it's mostly for like a tool reason, if that makes any sense. Like if I'm listening to a song, I'm trying to get like a workout in, or I'm trying to run, or stuff like that. Like I have like a genuine like use for any songs that I listen to.
We need to secure.
Oh, another one is 3 Days Grace, and also damn, they played it in the Invincible, not Invincible, in oh my god, dude, I can't even think of the name of the damn movie. It's got Sylvester Stallone in it with all the actors, all the like action actors in Expendables. It's fuck, what is that called? Music that was played in the Expendables. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. Hold on, wait a minute. King Diamond. It's something King Diamond. Band that plays King Diamond. It's a different band. It's a different group. It's a different group. Damn it. I'm gonna have to open up YouTube Music to find it.
Nuclear equipment or the remainders of their leadership.
Yeah, for those of us who are old
I listened to
enough remember
Saliva
the
too.
debacle in the
Five Finger
desert,
Death
this is,
Punch,
quite a departure,
Sick
to say
Puppies,
the least.
Motionless and
Listen,
White,
I just wanna
Seether,
say, quite frankly, this is one of those circumstances where,
Accession,
and I think Rachel pointed it out earlier,
Skrillex,
you just didn't know how this
Skillet,
might go, and the fact that this
Tristram,
has turned out in a positive way is obviously a moment for celebration.
Pegboard Nerds,
not just for the life of the person who was saved, but obviously
Amari,
for those who were on the ground.
FYTCH,
What's the level
Fetch, Riot, Hollywood Undead, Alan Muck and Chow Chow, Falling in Reverse, Accession and Sullivan King, Virtual Riot, Arrow Chord, Like a Storm, Mod Step, The Animal in Me, Sam Tinnies, it's TINNESZ, Institute, Bad Wolves, Cell Dweller, Riser, RAIZER, Soul Extract, The Underguided, it's like my fucking gaming, dude. It's like my gaming. Smash into Pieces, Circle of Dust, Coven, I Prevail, All Good Things, Silent Child, The Fat Rat, Isidore, ISIDOR, Swarm, and Brian Linginton. Starset's so good. I love Starset. Cult to Follow, 1,000-Foot Crutch, State of Mind, The Annex, ANIX, For Ashes to New, The Quimished, QEMISTS, Silent Theory, Cadmium, CADMIUM, The Who, Wolf Totem, The Who. It's just the HU. If you haven't heard them, they're a Mongolian band. They're massive. W. In the Moment is a female rock band. Shinedown was the one I was trying to find. Shinedown, Enemies, and Cut the Cord are really popular by Shinedown. New Year's Day. Let's see. There any Trivium, TRIVIUM, Static X. I already said Breaking Benjamin, Drowning Pool, Godsmack, I already said Disturbed. The Offspring. DMX. I listened to DMX. X Gonna Give It To You was part of a movie that was it was a Jet Li movie. I love Jet Li. Jet Li's my favorite actor. It was DMX played in it along with Jet Li. And I got it in a double pack of Romeo Must Die, and it was another movie called something else. I don't remember what it was called. It was X Gonna Give It To You. Oops. In this moment, no, that's not the wrong. Elena Sigmund. How many of y'all know what Elena Sigmund is? Who she is? Elena Sigmund had a song that was put into a Call of Duty game. You had to do an Easter egg to get it. That involved meteors. Come on, are you old school Call of Duty people don't know this? It was in a zombies map. Battlefield 2 Zombies. That's right. Oh, Black Ops 2 Zombies, my bad. Black Ops 2 Zombies. That's the song that you would play whenever you shot all the meteors in the map. There's this song called Just Like Wylan. It has 3 Days Grace and Bone Crusher that sing in it. It was for XXX State of the Union. By the way, W video, XXX State of the Union. That song is in there. There's a shitload more, but I'm gonna be going through this damn thing all day if I sit here and do this. I listen to a massive variety of everything
between
for the most part.
to pull off something like this, Brent.
Well, there have been reports that other non-military agencies, intelligence agencies, were involved, as well as, of course, the Air Force.
Funny enough, I have listened to a little bit of classical, but then I end up switching over to classical mixed with like dubstep. That shit goes hard, bro.
Special forces from various services engaged, the U.S. Navy with its air power and the carriers. And then I think there's an international aspect of this. Of course, our Gulf partners would have had to have given some clearance for the aircraft to fly through. We wouldn't know what it was for. And of course, the Israelis. I think they had a deeply integrated into this to shift their targets and their attacks so that it would draw the Iranians away or keep them busy as we focused in on locating and exfiltrating our pilot.
Well, it's a remarkable, we're just still in awe right here sitting on the couch. We had no idea how this would turn out yesterday. We all had a great fear inside of us that this man could be captured, could be used.
I wasn't going to say this, but there's a good chance that I may just take the copyright. It wouldn't be a strike. There's a good chance that when we get the word that the war in Iran is over and that we actually forced regime change and it's for the better, and I know for a fact it's for the better, I'm probably going to play America Fuck Yeah on the opening intro.
By the Iranians.
If you hear America Fuck Yeah playing on the opening of this stream or the stream, you'll know we just won.
To embarrass our military, and of course, we were so worried for his family, and they woke up to an Easter miracle.
Yeah, and just a few seconds left we've got, Brenda. I do want to ask you, because you were talking about the message that's being sent, that Trey was talking about, and you're doubling down on it. In just a few seconds we've got left, how does that impact this deadline? The president has given a Monday deadline about telling Iran to come back to the negotiation table. We've not seen him willing to negotiate in good faith yet. What does this mean now?
Well, I think it underlies
there's also one more band that I didn't think I would like, but I turned out I really like them. And their name suits the style. The Texas Hippie Coalition. If you've never heard of them, they're actually a pretty good band.
Attempt by the Iranians to try to use something like this for political purposes to put a halt on military operations was just dispelled. Despite going and hunting down and successfully exfiltrating our pilot, the operations and the
I
attack...
think that it should be scorched earth for the IRGC. There are a lot of Iranian civilians, which is why we're being so methodical with our strikes, that don't deserve or want to deal with the IRGC anymore, and they don't deserve to die. They don't. They want to be free. They want to be freed from this oppressive chains that they've been put under by this goddamn regime. They don't deserve any of what America's dishing out, for sure. But these IRGC members that are using these tactics, saying they're gonna kill these Iranian people for protesting and stuff, they gots to go.
To continue.
Your days are numbered.
That deadline that President Trump has given is very serious, and the regime in Tehran better take it as such, because there's a lot more that's coming their way, if not.
Prince Adler, thank you.
I mean, the Kurds are, from what I understand, the Kurds are a bunch of exiled Iranian people that have fled Iran because, you know, they've had their whole family. Like, this regime doesn't just target you. They will threaten your family. They threaten your whole family, and they will kill your whole family. But that's why a lot of those athletes that you saw on that bus that were getting chased, they had to go back, because if they didn't, they were risking their entire family being killed. These people fight dirty. You gotta be willing to get into the trenches with these people. Like, they've been able to shrug off this for 47 years by every country around them. And now that they're being held accountable, they're roaching and ratting out by making all these AI videos. These people need to be systematically annihilated. Not the Iranians, these IRGC members that are acting like terrorists for the entire Middle East. They need to go. You scream death to America, you want Americans dead, and they start showing up at your doorsteps and you're crying like a little bitch. Maybe you should have done it. Maybe you should have just fucked off and actually made nuclear power plants instead of nuclear bombs.
Very much.
Thank you so much.
Happy Easter.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News.
And with that, let's bring in former U.S. Air Force pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, joining us. Colonel, so great to have you. Happy Easter.
Yo, W pilot. Let's go.
We're describing this as an Easter miracle. There's no other way to properly call it that because of the complexity of the mission. But for viewers just waking up, learning about this great news, walk us through, as a pilot, you well know all pilots have to go through the SEER training, the evasion and survival training. Walk us through what this airman must have had to lean on to keep himself safe long enough.
Well, from what I understand, they were burning the mosques. From what I understand is that they weren't just getting shut down, they were burning the mosques in Iran. During the peaceful protests that they were having. And I kind of understand. Look here. You can't riot in America because you have your own parties, okay? You have elected officials that are willing to do what you want. You lost. Try it again in 4 years. These people don't have a choice. They don't have a lifestyle that allows them to go out and vote for their elected officials. Their own prince was forced out by this regime. They had no choice but to do the things they were doing in Iran. They didn't even have guns. You have representation in America. If you don't like that, go back to your own country. If you lose an election, that doesn't give you the right to riot and throw bricks at cops. You know what does? Whenever you have to watch your uncle get put to his knees and popped in the back of the head for being out past fucking curfew. I want to make that line very clear. If they're burning mosques in Iran, because they're tired of this oppressive regime killing their family members? W protesters. They're fighting for their own country and their lives in that country. And a lot of them died. A lot of them were killed, which is awful. That's why America is where it needs to be with this country.
This rescue mission came through.
Yeah, well, and first, happy Easter to our brothers in Christ, President Trump, Pete Hegseth, and Raising Cane.
Exactly. If we're part of an organization like NATO that isn't willing to smell the roses for their own ideologically captured fucking audience and imported fucking voters, we need to leave. We need to get out of NATO. NATO is a joke now.
That orchestrated this rescue.
NATO was built in case there was another world war. Why is it that our allies, we call to our allies and they don't show up, yet they call to us and we show up? How's that fair? How are we paying more into it? We got the biggest military and they crying war crimes. Motherfucker, if you dial up the war crime ambulance, you know whose phone's gonna ring? Trump's phone's gonna ring. It's gonna ring in the White House. You know why? Because we're the biggest military that can enforce it. That's why.
And as a F-16 fighter pilot, I'll tell you that the last thing we do before we step to go fly a combat sortie is we brief up the CSAR mission and understanding what will happen if we have to get out of that aircraft. And we have a motto.
Who's a child killer? Point him out. I want to know. Who's the child killer? Who's the child killer? I know you ain't gonna roach out on me because I pulled you up. You chirped. Now's your time to talk. American killers. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So you calling us American killers? No, that don't make. So are you saying that Americans are killers? Is that it? Damn, oh, there it goes. Still nothing? Is that all you're gonna do is pop in here and call people names and then dip? I don't understand that. Is that it? Man. That's crazy. So, you rip the children away from their parents in your country at the age of 12, by the way. The legal age to give consent in Iran is 12 to sign up for the military. And you know they totally volunteer. And you know a child should totally have that right. Obviously, right? And then you're surprised when you send a bunch of child soldiers to bomb and kill American soldiers and they get dropped. You know what the best part about being an American is we don't have to use terroristic tactics to obfuscate some schizo war to maintain power over a bunch of people. We just win. We don't have to lie about it. We don't have to make AI videos about it. We don't have to force children into war and put schools next to military bases to try and spin some weird narrative. We just win. Keep hiding behind your shields, and we'll keep waiting for you to poke your head out of a hole and bombing the fuck out of it.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I love that you had Steve on, that pararescue member. These guys are the unsung heroes. Their motto is so that
Islam needs destroyed. Man, if y'all gonna come in my comments, the least y'all gonna do is Islam needs destroyed, and good to keep doing so. NATO is no more. No, Spartacus, free yourself. I read the Quran, it's evil. He says Trump is a pedo. That's funny when they worship a literal pedo. Muhammad married his wife at 6 and committed at a scam by Muslim. Dude, you were just a continuous. Well, God bless Trump. God bless. Maybe I'm misunderstanding here. I don't, dude. You're so flippy. Like, what is going on here? Oh shit! Whoops. I didn't even know I could do that. Huh. I didn't know I could do that. I'm like confused, man. Like, what is going on here? What is this new thing? Like, what is this milk thing? What is that about? That's confusing.
others may live. And we look at Easter, John 15:13, no greater sacrifice than to lay
that's
down life.
autocorrect. Oh, you know what? I did see somebody else complaining about the autocorrect as well. I think it's done that shit to me too. Whenever I try to leave a comment, dude, why is the YouTube autocorrect so fucking aggressive?
Life for one's
this shit is
friends,
aggressive,
and that's what
bro.
these men are willing to do. Incredible rescue, not unprecedented. If you look back to 1995, Scott O'Grady punched out of an F-16 in Kosovo and evaded capture for 6 days. Same thing. Be small, be stealth, get high so you can be rescued. So just an incredible job by everybody involved, and absolutely a Christmas miracle. Started on Good Friday, ends on Sunday. I'm a big providential guy. Praise the Lord.
Absolutely, you're right. It is not unprecedented in that we've seen it before. Clearly, also I think Mark Luttrell in Afghanistan as well evaded, enemies behind enemy lines and was eventually rescued and now sits in Congress. But you say, we've been saying it's a miracle.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It is a Christmas miracle on Easter. It is absolutely a Christmas miracle on Easter.
Certainly is, but it requires a lot.
A Christmas miracle. Christmas. Miracle. Let's see how many people we can rage bait with that.
So walk us through what he would have had to go through. We understand he climbed into some sort of crevice and he waited. He has some sort of beacon on his uniform that is apparently the president and the military in contact with him at all times. Just what is?
It's not premium chat. That's not premium chat. Go to the if you're on the big screen. On the big 1080 by 1920, go to the channel, and there should be 2 live streams there. It's not premium. This is not a premium chat. Don't think that this is a premium chat. This is the shorts feed chat. This is the other stream that's also being fed to YouTube. So all you got to do is go to the channel, and then you can join this chat.
What's he going through? What do you think happened in those days that he was lost?
Well, number one, they get hit by a surface-to-air missile, and we don't talk a lot about this.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, like they can have all the shit they want. There was never going to be a place where they were going to take that soldier where they didn't get him. Like that's
Russia
just like there is nowhere in Iran that they could have brought that soldier that had that beacon. Apparently, the suits now have beacons on them that the United States military wouldn't have been able to find them. I mean,
Verba, which is the most sophisticated man pad. So
apparently they were waiting for the right time to go and get the soldier. They knew where he was since Friday. That's what I've heard so far.
Putin has blood on his hands on this, and they are in theater already. And that's the great danger for fighter pilots. If it's radar guided, we know it's coming. If it's heat seeking, we have no warning. So this missile slams into this fighter jet. And then the ejection sequence starts, right? And why they didn't eject together is because of the catastrophic, unexpected event here that ends up with the pilot and the weapons systems officer separated.
Yeah, it's situational. It's situational. If you get struck by a missile and the plane starts veering out of control, doing loop-de-loos, it's going to be kind of hard for you to make a decision or deploy at the same time. If you don't deploy right, you're going to be shot right into the ground. Not like obviously it's high enough to not have that happen, but like still, like you have that moment, probably a few moments of hesitation to pull the ejection, and that few moments of not pulling the ejection on the seat, you're already miles off from the other pilot. When you're going that fast, a literal second can move you miles away from the other person if you don't eject at the exact same time. It's obvious. Like,
so you eject out of this aircraft. First thing you do, obviously, is make sure you have a good camp.
It actually is. Being Jewish is a race. It is. It is. It's a race and a religion. I didn't believe it myself, but it's true. Are Jewish people a race or a religion? Yes, you can be Jewish through culture or ethnicity. It's an ethnicity. I know it's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. It is the truth. Asman looked it up on his stream, and I just double checked. You can be Jewish through either ethically or cultural, culturally or ethically. Yes, it is a thing. It's a thing.
Canopy. We are prepared for this sequence. It is memorized. We're going to hit the ground, and then we are going to evade as quickly as possible. Obviously, with this colonel, the weapons systems officer.
Can Jewish people be classified as a race? They're an ethno-religious group. What is an ethno-religious group? You do know what ethnic heritage means, right? Do you understand what ethnic heritage means? Ethnic. Think about what that means. Ethnicity. It's an ethnicity. I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but I'm fairly certain. What is an ethnicity? Definition of an ethnicity? Or a group of people identifying based on a common ancestry, language, history, society, religion, or customs. So it's pretty much the same thing. It's just an all-encompassing word. It's the same thing. An ancestry. Like, think about what an ancestry is. Like, it's pretty much the same shit. Like, if you're raised the type of way, you're gonna be that way. It's like you can be. Here's a good example. If you're a white dude that is raised in the hood, right? And you're accepted in the hood, and you have their language, you have their street skills to break, to do things that, you shouldn't be doing. You are technically part of that group. It's the same. It's like the same thing. Like, and the only reason why they're not even considered a race technically is because of the diversity that they've had over the generations. But you do realize that this is the key part. What happens if a Hispanic man and a Asian woman get together? It's the same thing. You inherit those cultures. How is that any different? How is that any different? Think about it. If a white woman and a black man get together, you inherit both of those cultures. You're mixed. Like, what are we doing? We're really gonna act like this is too complete? Like, how many of y'all have seen what a Jewish person looks like? It's as obvious as the nose on my face. Just like a black person, just like an Asian person, just like a white person. They usually have black curly hair and they have big beards. I mean, but you don't want to call them a race. They want to be known as a race of people. It's not that they don't. They want to be.
It becomes very difficult because he is injured. And you want to get out of sight. You want to be as stealth as you can, avoid any population, and get to a place where you can be rescued. And we saw in this scenario that he's likely in high terrain and able to hide there.
You gotta be careful, bro. Like, how many times you gonna sit there and comment that? Hold on. How many times you gonna sit there and spam that? Jesus, man. Man,
and then orchestrate this rescue. So many layers of misdirection by the CIA, the intel.
Yeah, that's why immediately I was like, nope, you got to go, bro. You got to go. You got to go. I'm sorry.
Taking the enemy off the path, if you will, because it's a race against time in these moments. And thank God that we won that race. But as pilots, man, we are very prepared to escape and evade and set ourselves up in a position to get rescued by, as I said, these heroes, the pararescue guys that picked them up.
The PJs, I'll tell you one thing, that's for sure. The CSAR school will be studying this mission for years and decades to come. Colonel Dan Rooney, thank you for taking time, and happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter, Colonel.
Man, what a blessing. Thank you all so much. God bless.
God bless. Really, really great analysis there.
Yeah. I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Okay. We got time for one. Whoa, damn. That's 15 minutes now. Hold on. I had another one. Oh, what the fuck is this?
AP. As far as I know, I was the first staffer to erase information from a story because we were threatened by Hamas, which happened at the very end of 2008. We had a great reporter in Gaza.
Blows the whistle on AP for complying with Hamas censorship since 2008.
Who had always been really an excellent reporter. We had a detail in a story. The detail was a crucial one. It was that Hamas fighters were dressed as civilians and were being counted as civilians in the death toll.
That's crazy. What the fuck?
Wow. Big surprise, huh? Real shocker.
An important thing to know. That went out in an AP story. The reporter called me a few hours later. It was clear that someone had spoken to him. And he told me, I was on the desk in Jerusalem, so I was kind of writing the story from the main bureau in Jerusalem. And he said, Mati, you have to take that detail out of the story. And it was clear that someone had threatened him. I took the detail out of the story. I suggested to our editors that we note in an editor's note that we were now complying with Hamas censorship. I was overruled. And from that point...
That is crazy that he was overruled. Like, I understand why you would change it to not put one of your reporters in danger. I would say that it's probably the ethical thing to do. But to not state that is crazy.
Point in time, the AP, like all of its sister organizations, collaborates with Hamas censorship in Gaza. What does that mean? You'll see a lot of dead civilians and you won't see dead militants. You won't have a clear idea of what the Hamas military strategy is. And this is the kicker, the center of the coverage will be a casualty number that is provided to the press by something called the Gaza Health Ministry, which is Hamas. And we've been doing that since 2008.
So all of the information that people are getting...
I didn't even realize there was another spammer. Hold on. Look at the notorious fat Muslim streamer Frogan. Jeez, man. Go take your pills. Go take your pills, bro.
Thing out of
okay,
this
relax.
Is from Hamas. Is this surprising? Well, it's good to have, like, I mean, everybody knew this was happening, right? We all knew this was happening. But
if Jesus could rise on this day, so
it's
can you.
happening, and it's another thing to have it confirmed by a person.
You gotta love it, bro.
And it's a way of basically settling the story before you get into any other information. Because when you put, when you say 50 Palestinians were killed and one Israeli on a given day,
it's the framing.
It doesn't matter what else you say. The numbers kind of tell their own story, and it's a way of...
And that's what's been going on a lot, even in social media. They've been single-handedly attacking people and trying to silence them. They can't really do it to the independent journalists like Nick Shirley. They tried whenever he went back to Minneapolis. They started trying to attack him. The issue is that all of these people that are trying to infest our country and take all of our money to make bombs for their foreign countries are realizing that their days might be numbered because the gasket has been blown wide off of the entire situation that they have been cultivating for the past 20, 30 years. And now all this fraud's coming to light. They can't threaten the actual journalists that want to go out there. They could hold people like maybe Fox or Legacy Media under a thumb to an extent. But the minute that they realize they're going to make a lot more money by chasing these individual topics, that's the moment they're going to roach out. They can't threaten legacy media in America, but they can pay the companies like donations to keep their mouth shut on certain topics. Kind of like that BBC news feed that we had reacted to a couple days ago, where they were trying to complain about the dogs in the country, right? How there are too many businesses that are catering to dogs. If you don't like dogs, then you're in the wrong fucking country. And that goes for America and Britain, by the way.
Settling the story with
or
something
the UK, period.
Sounds like a concrete statistic, and the statistic is being, given to us by one of the combatant sides. But because the reporters sympathize with that side, they're happy to.
That's crazy.
They're happy to play along. So since 2008, certainly since 2014, when we had another serious war in Gaza.
You do you, but don't give people. What the fuck? Epic City, we shut down. iPhone every year and wearing Jordans with $100 t-shirts, but you can't afford an inhaler only in America. They got sued for telling the truth. CNN gets sued. Ugh. That's a lie. No, if you that doesn't hold up in court. That doesn't hold up in a non-biased court.
The press has
If you distribute misinformation or you partake in the oh my god, discrimination, and you get sued and you lose in an unbiased court, that's not because you're telling the truth.
Covering in Gaza, the press has been essentially an amplifier for one of the most poisonous ideologies on earth. Hamas has figured out how to make the press amplify its messaging rather than covering Hamas. There are no
Censors comments. Doesn't agree with. No, I remove people that are going to be constant naysayers because it's annoying to have to pull up the same few people over and over again that just want to sit there and cause problems. Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Someone I know who doesn't believe we went to the moon. So I said, what kind of evidence would convince you? He said, images of the landing site of the Apollo missions. So I said, okay, here's a website where we sent an orbiter to the moon so that it was close enough, because ground-based telescopes, they don't have the resolution to see the landing sites. But if you get close enough to the moon, you can. It photographed the entire surface of the moon, and there were the landing sites, and you saw the rover tracks, the base for the lunar module. That night, he went home and found it. Then he came back and says, NASA could have faked that. Well, I'm done with you. We have no more to talk about. Because he's not ready to be convinced.
You're not trying to convince anybody by calling someone names. The minute you start calling someone names in comments, you should just be permabanned, because you're not doing anything for anybody other than calling somebody who's trying to say what they think names. How does that help anybody? I just got here and I saw the base, so I asked. Okay, fair enough. That's fair. Like, yeah, no, I say that every day. I'm here every day, man. Here every day, saying the same stuff every day. 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. If you knew how many of these people I've had to deal with on a daily basis, you'd be doing the same thing.
I think that's exactly what they're doing, by the way.
You know what? We'll have to save this video for tomorrow. We're going to have to save it for tomorrow, because this is a 23-minute video and it's already 11:44. It's Easter. I need to get back to my fiance. Y'all need to go and enjoy y'all's weekend and quit talking about politics, okay? We're going to be back on tomorrow, bright and early, same time, same place. Thank you to all you people that donated. Thank you to any new channel members. Thank you for showing up and being you. We will be back on tomorrow, bright and early. Please stay safe out there. Don't do anything dumb on Easter. Don't get yourself locked up, and stay away from crazy people, because if you don't, there's a good chance we're going to be making fun of you in the comments. Please stay away from crazy people. Hold on, let me get the music going. Please sub to the channel. If you're new here, please sub to the channel. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be popping up in the algorithm every day. Where is... There it is. Well, yeah. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. Happy Easter, everybody. W Donald Trump for getting the pilot back, by the way. W pilot, W soldiers, and fuck Iran, IRGC, and God bless America. Happy Easter. Have a great rest of y'all's day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you guys. Y'all are all awesome. And ladies, y'all are all awesome. Thank you so much. W viewers, W new viewers, W new subs, W likes, W constant viewers, W channel members, W donators. Y'all are all awesome, and y'all make me very proud to be an American. Peace, y'all. Stay safe out there.
You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone